Hello, Dance. How are you doing today? Big greetings. Thank you for the serotonin. Serotonin for Brandon. Yeah, I seen your message on Discord and I was like, yeah, Brandon really fucked up in that video we're watching. I figured we would finish it today. I don't know where today's stream is gonna take us, but I got an energy drink as usual. Well, ignore it being see-through, because whatever. Slightly late because for some reason my black shirt was picking up blue. And I was disappearing. But we're good. First time trying this. Hopefully it doesn't taste like ass. Like the last one. I went grocery shopping. My entire body is hurting. Oh no. That is bad to hear. Why? Honestly, that's a bomb-ass energy drink. It does taste like a cherry slushie. Alright, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'll probably be opting back and forth between, caffeine, and water hydration. But that's good that you went grocery shopping. It's always important. It deters you from, ordering out all the time. The prices are goddamn high. I heard that I think, like, in Russia, like, something crazy, like, 3 tomatoes are, like, 30 bucks now. Like, fucking crazy. I didn't realize that would hit you guys so bad, though. Jeez. I was gonna say, the US hasn't been getting, I feel like, much of a negative anything. Besides, like, us sending people over. But, like, due to the whole war, I mean, gas went up $1. No big deal. Whatever. I'd pay way more just to have the war over, so, like, I'm indifferent by it, but you know. Hopefully frames don't drop today. I didn't do anything to fix it, but hopefully the internet gods today bless me. Physical hurt from all the dropping of the bread, though. Yeah, that's a shame. It's a big shame. I think we're gonna backtrack a little bit today. For this. Hydrate, you right. Posture check, you right. I have the money, I can manage, but they keep on increasing without signs of slowing. I feel like it's seeing the noticeable changes and then having to pay for it that's, like, irritating. And you're right, if it continues to get worse and worse, it seems like it always ends up being people that have to pay for it, and not the people that are higher up that are starting all the fucking issues. Maybe that will change someday. I don't know. Oh, shit. Did my command get weird? Hold on. Let's see if my command's being weird. Nah, it's good. We're peachy. Alright, so. A little bit of backtracking. We've got fucking Gilbert? I think this is Gilbert.
Truths, then we can't change those truths. If you want to say you're trans man,
yep, this is Gilbert. I'm pretty sure it's Gilbert. Alright. Let's do a little backtracking, because I'm just curious to kind of see where this goes. Very interested. Bacon! Hello, Bacon. Everyone is getting fucked, so no one is spared. You know what? I guess as long as we're all getting fucked, I guess. I suppose. I don't know if that's a great thing, but, you know. This is why I need to get more to my... Wait, I'm getting fucked? Yes. Hello, Bacon. Yeah, it's been a bit. It's been a bit, Bacon. Gosh, I was missing you. 'Tis a shame. Be blessed. Which way are we getting fucked? Taking or giving? I think we're all taking right now. But what can you do? Hopefully soon we switch around the tables. Power bottom? Neat. Anyway, Bacon, you weren't here for the last stream. Last stream we kind of went off the rails a bit. And we started having, conflicts between trans and conservative men about masculinity. So, I think, you know, me of all people, it would be a really good, character to, talk about masculinity. Because, you know, I'm such a beacon of masculinity that I totally have a valid opinion on this, right? No, I'm just kidding. But, so that's what we're on about. Watching a little bit of videos, commentating a little bit, and, I don't know, having it start some conversations. Trans men can be masculine if they want. Anybody can be masculine if they want, right, Bacon? That's a fact. Oh, yes, he was saying about, technically, you can he was talking about being transracial. Alright, great way to start. Keep drinks within hands, Reese, for real, for real. I got my caffeine to get me fucking buzzing for it. Alright. Let's start. Also, how have you been, Bacon? I realized I didn't ask that. Hopefully you're doing good. I hope. I recently started in My Hero Academia. So, I'm very slowly starting to get all of the anime references, which is kind of nice. I'm like 3 seasons in now or something? I don't know. I'm really starting to fucking burn through shows. And I totally get how people just fucking blaze through them and just... The next thing you know, the day's gone. Anyway. Gender.
And you guys are saying that gender is like a social construct. Is that what you're saying too, that you could change it? But also, if you want to be technical about it, age is a social construct.
Love that point. Of course, a conservative man would be like, so, if we're going to be okay with switching gender, does that mean I can say that I'm under 18 again? Because that's where my brain went. I hate this guy already. That's where my brain took it when he said this. It's like, so what you're saying is... What you're saying is... Of course you'd go to that. Conservatives are weirdos.
Your ethnicity and race is
what a fucking weird thing for your brain to go to. It's like the argument, right? When they're like, well, if we're going to start allowing gay marriage, what next? Bestiality? And it's like, is that something that's been on your mind? Have you been thinking about bestiality? Next, age is just a number, dude. Age is just a number. It's just a construct. I can be whatever age I want to be.
Say I'm Chinese because I like Chinese food. I could bleach my skin all I want. I could wear Chinese clothes.
No, race is not. How is ethnicity going to be a construct?
Thank you.
It's all a social construct.
So how exactly?
If you look up, is race a social construct? Ethnicity a social construct? Is time?
Is
a social
time
construct? Everything's
social
a social
construct? Fogel, oh no, said age is just a number too. Yeah, and how well did that go?
But we have set truths, and we can't change those truths. If you want to say you're a trans man, that means you're a...
Did you guys hear that? I feel like I heard us. You know what? If the neighbors want to scream, more power to them.
Biological female that thinks that you're a male.
Now, to give context, by the way, so Gilbert, I am just channeling my hatred like a Sith. Oh lord, oh lord. So, another thing with Gilbert is Gilbert was the same guy that was like, I have a friend that's trans, so I can't hate trans people. As he goes on to say, if I use their pronouns that they prefer me to use, then I'm validating them. I'm sorry, what's the problem with that? Then I'm making them think that what they're doing is right. I fucking hate that. Like, holy shit, I just got an ad and I'm not mad at it. It told me that the Halo TV show is streaming now. Ooh, interesting. Oh my gosh. Actually, I seen the dumbest fucking ad last night. Do you guys want to see? Hold on. I need to take a quick detour from that, actually. I need to show you, because I just need to know if somebody else thinks this is just as fucking dumb as me. It's like... Oh, what is it? What is it called? It's like... Maybe it's a J name, dude. It's like a J name. I'll look it up. I'll look it up and we'll figure it out.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt!
No! No. It is essentially like a Republican shaving brand. Have you ever seen the long nipple ad? Ew, no, just watch the long man and compilation. Oh, with that emote though. It's like, God, why can't I think of it now? Damn it. Well, let me see. It's like Jeffrey's razor, I think. I don't know. Whatever. I'll think of it. Long man? That's it? What is that? Am I allowed to watch this? If we want to watch it, fine. Well, it sounds like it'll be a haha. We want to watch this?
どうしたの？
トールさんが避ける組咲いてる時の顔が好き。
そう？
もっと長く見てたいな。
Long, long
What the fuck is this?
危ないね、あの人。
Oh, long.
避ける組対長い避ける組。
キリンさんが見てテナガザル。こっちはゾウさんだ。
ちーちゃんは長いのが好きなんだね。
別に意識してるわけじゃないけど。
Oh. The story progresses and the twists are extraordinary. Okay. We'll take a little bit of a break. We'll take a debuff. She likes them long. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of a debuff before we go back into the fucking conservative drama. We'll take a little lightheartedness first. Okay. I can get behind that.
避ける組対長い避ける組。
出先で避ける組のマン。
You know, is there even gonna be is there even copyright for this shit? I feel like there wouldn't be because I'm just watching ads. I feel like if anything, it's like I'm advertising the ad for free, right? I don't understand. Me either, dude. Me either. Mango.
見つけてさ、バイク便で送ったから。そろそろ吹くと思うよ。
すごいタイミング。
Long
お
man?
願いします。
Long man. What the fuck?
聞こえてる？
Mood dance.
マンゴー味珍しいからたくさん買ったんだ。今度二人で食べようね。
Ooh.
避ける組対長い避ける組。
それ触ってみてもいいですか？
This is a whole thing.
長い。これどうやって咲くんですか？
It's so long. Nah, fam. I'm just insecure to admit that a man could be handsome to me too. Seriously, though,
こん
Bacon.
な風に。
What the fuck? What the hell? Okay. No. No, we shouldn't. Everything conservatives mad about turns out to be what he's doing right, yeah. Maybe this isn't the long nipple ad. I don't think it has anything to do with nipples. I think this just has to do with candy. Dude, this ain't it. What the fuck kind of ad is this? There's no description? What country?
避ける組対長い避ける組。
Oh no, he showed up. Damn, when commercials do a whole elaborate cheating
食べない
story?
から心配になって。
ちょっと寝込んでて。
これ持ってきたから一緒に食べよう。
今日は。
Long, man. What is happening?
避ける組対
Damn.
長い避ける組。
I'll be honest, the longer I'm watching it, the more I want this candy, though. I'm invested.
どうして俺じゃなくてこいつなんだよ。
それは。
ああ、そうかい。長けりゃいいのかい。ビロービロー。
Stretch it out! Stretch it out! Damn.
待っててごめん。実は私もう長くないの。だから長いものを見ると安心できるの。
What the fuck kind of reverse is that? How dare you cheat on me? Drops. When I see long things, it just reassures me that maybe I'll live longer. She invented a whole ass deadly disease. For real.
どうしてそんな猿芝居したの？目移りするの地位の悪い癖だよ。だって長いんだもん。長さに騙されてんじゃねえよ。
Okay.
避ける。
So if you put Sakuragami together in a lot, so basically you can just have them all chopped up, but if you put them together, then they're still long. Okay.
一袋分並べていくと。
Right.
ほら、同じ長さになるの。
They're the same. Oh my god.
わざわざ切ってあるんだよ。
What a sad story, dude.
避けるグミ対長い避けるグミ
Dude, I just cried. Tears.
ちーちゃん聞
Does that work with other things too, right?
いてもいい？
何？
プロポーズってどんな風にされたい？
え？
正直に言ってごらん。
フラッシュモブは嫌かな。なんかこっぱずかしいし、フラッシュモブ以外で。
ちーちゃん、僕と結婚。
Oh my god. Oh, the long man! How can you not?
避けるグミ対
What a
長い
guy.
避けるグミ
ちーちゃん。
Ew.
ダメ。結婚式までお預け。
シェ
Hmm.
おやすみ。
What? Their cars talk to them? Dude, I want my car to talk to me.
どちらまで
We actually just got a hand grenade.
は
For real.
すいません。やっぱり忘れられない。
避けるグミ対長い避けるグミ
Is she gonna end up with the long man? Oh no, they're getting married! No, fantasized down for real, down bad. Is he driving it? Bro, what a guy. Long. But for real, this ad has more love than the entirety of Fallout 76. More lore. Honestly, both. Can you do? Yeah, 6 minutes of full fucking storyline.
避けるグミ対長い避けるグミ
私、長い間あなたのこと待って
Okay, the fact that these ads also just like perfectly all connect to each other, like,
たの。トールさんごめんなさい。私のことは忘れて。わかったでしょ？私はひどい女なの。
oh,
あーもう
you're tearing me apart, Lisa.
やだ。
That's the energy he's giving me.
一目見た時から君のことが
Plot twist. It's just like, Vault, fuck you. Yeah, exactly. Oh, long. Wow.
トール君
俺？嘘だろ。
Damn.
どうして？
僕らはきっと分かり合える
Wow. He was after his bottom? Yeah.
いいですかああきっとみんな分かり合える避けるグミ長い避けるグミ
Love. Love that. Hell yeah. That was awesome. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. That was a good emotional break. Man, they I wish they had better commercials like that over here, honestly. I feel like I'd be way more hyped to see fucking ads if they were like that. I'm like, what's next? What's gonna happen? I'm more invested to that than I am the candy. Sneeze Key, hello, hello. How's it going, lad? Why can't America be more like Japan, not making relationships? Oh no. Such a complex storyline, an LGBT twist in the Japanese. It was honestly. Sneeze Klee. Frosty is good. Hello, hello, Frosty. How you doing? I think I said that, though. I think so. Anyway, let's get back to where we were at. I'm fine. Good to hear, Frosty. Good to hear. Are you checking my ribs? Be right back. Understandable dance. What kind of ribs are they? How'd you season them, my guy? Oh, alright. We're back onto it. Biology determines gender. I think we were talking about this last time when I said that it's, like, never been the argument. You know, I feel like it's a waste of your time. I mean, if you want to get banned, you could say you want to get banned. Just let me know. I'm sure the next few chats will let me know. Brillo, there was an anime where two girls were dating, and in America they said they were cousins. Oh god, Bacon, for real? God. Thank you, Gas Mask. Yeah, I've noticed that too, Bacon. It's like, is that how you're like, how does it being incestual make it more valid? You know what I mean? It's the oddest thing. Anyway, we'll continue.
I am a biological male. I'm an anatomically.
See, anatomically, he's gonna have different
I'm
version
still
of it than,
right.
And I think it's really important that you understand
and it's anatomic, okay? Yeah. Because biologically, I have shifted.
We've already
okay?
defined
Trans
this.
meaning going from one to the next.
Biologically and all these things.
Also, let me know if the volume's like too loud for you guys, just because I want to make sure that it has that good balance, you know?
I know that there's importance for you guys, but meeting me or seeing me, you would never know. So why
Exactly. Why is it important? I have no idea.
is it important?
Well, no, because just
I'm just
say
curious.
if I was a woman, just say if I was a woman and I wanted to date you.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, we're going back to this. Oh, we have to relive this moment? Okay. Bacon, you might find this funny.
What are you going to tell me?
I would tell you that I'm trans. What do you
No,
mean?
no, I'm saying, you can't tell me that you're a man.
I mean, I'm still a
You
man.
can.
No, but you
I'm a
got to tell
transgender
me.
man.
You got
He doesn't have to tell you anything.
tell me that you were born a woman.
He doesn't.
You have to.
I mean, I don't
He doesn't have to.
have to.
Well, because if I go down,
Because I know you want to go down on him, Brandon, but that's fucking inappropriate. Quite frankly. Why are they so against trans? Well, Bacon, it's because they're conservative, I guess. I don't know if they didn't necessarily, I think, get brought together on the like idea of being against trans. The whole premise of it is more emphasized on like masculinity. So you have trans men, and then you have just conservative men, period, talking about masculinity. Because I guess trans men are somehow affecting overall masculinity, I guess. Even though it's not true. And let's go down on them, but they don't want to. That's what I'm saying. I always love when it's like, but what's in your pants, though? So if I want to give you head, how would I do that? It's like, I don't think anybody's... It's dangerous, first of all. It's not something you can be open about. If everybody was just be able to be open about it, there's a good chance that they would get fucking physically harmed. It's a scary, sketchy thing to do because of fucking hateful people like you, Brandon.
Yeah, if I see in your...
Also, he fucking said like 2 minutes ago, he was like, personally, I'd be able to tell that all of you were trans. I would be able to tell that all of you are actually trans men. I would just be able to tell from like a mile away, personally, for me talking to you. And it's like, so if that's true, then what question is there? If you can apparently tell every time, what's the question?
Pants.
Right.
Because now he's gonna have to then, he has to admit then that he wouldn't fucking be able to tell.
I'm gonna see something different, and that will be troubling to me.
Right.
Why?
It just works.
It just works. Thank you. Oh my gosh, wait, how did you... did I make that one public? That one's so expensive, I'm so sorry.
I had an expectation.
But again, this is like leading off the topic, but I mean, to answer your question, if you must know, I do tell the person that I'm talking to or interested that I'm transgender. I don't think that you need it to, you know, you don't need a penis to be a man.
Right? Because if your entire identity is focused on that, then that's sad. Dude, I didn't think I had it available in my channel points. If I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think I had it in my channel points. Is it in my channel points? Because now I'm like, I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? God, yeah, that is so expensive. I'm so sorry. That's a grave mistake of mine. I'm so sorry. Give you head suck lick. Bacon. I don't want to date. There we go. I don't want to date. Okay, don't. Yeah. My thing is, what if anything, they're like, damn, that's even better than I thought I was gonna get. Hell yeah. No one ever looks at it like that. Win-win. Win-win. Exactly.
I know that you may disagree, which is fine. Like, I get it, but I don't want one.
Now, I have a question for all of you. Do your penises make you men?
I love that question. Does penis make you man?
Yes,
Well, it's
biologically.
part of our-
Like, no,
part of what
that
makes
is,
me a man,
is
yes.
that what makes
Well, I
you a man?
said being a man's ingrained within every part of your body, so our cells are...
Right.
I love this because that means, like, every part of our cells. Your hair makes you a man. Your eyes. Your nose. It all makes you a man, you know?
Our penis too.
Every essence of your cells. Every cell. Every cell. You know what? Women don't have cells. What the fuck is that?
If you had to look at the difference between us and between you, now would that difference...
What's the difference? I can't tell. I don't know. Personally, these people seem like I would hate to have a conversation with them, and they probably seem like a fucking buzzkill at a party. They seem like the kind of guys that would narc on you before the party even started. Lame.
difference be the lack of a penis?
If we were naked.
No, nope, I don't have cells. Cells? No. Why would I have cells? Cells are only for men, dude. Every essence of a man, their cells, that makes them a man. That's so, like, I can't have cells. That's so weird.
Okay,
I must just be a fucking apparition. Just energy. Yeah, just energy.
If we're gonna minimize being a man to that particular anatomy,
we didn't minimize.
No. I'm asking the question. Okay.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I don't even know his name actually. Gilbert, Brandon, fucking Bartholomew, Clarkson. His name's Clarkson. What a bad name. I'm sorry. You know what? Let's not hate on names. Although he does look like a Clarkson.
Minimize it because this is where we're going is anatomy, right? Because that's where we've gotten.
Our basic biology.
Okay. So if
fuck you. I hate people who fucking mumble under their fucking breaths when they talk. He's having a conversation. It's like, damn, if I don't mumble some bullshit about biology again, then my whole manhood's just gonna shrivel up and fall off. Like, have a conversation about it. It was never a thing. That moment when you look like a name.
This is where we're going is anatomy, right? Because that's where we've gotten.
Our basic biology.
So if we get
fuck you
there, so do your penises make you more men than us?
Right.
It's part of
It's
what
not
does.
making more or less. It's we're.
I hate that argument too, because then it's like you're saying that it makes you somehow like a man. So like, what about men with micro penises? What about men who, I don't know, might have stepped on like a fucking frag? Or fucking got hit with a frag or something? What if I stepped on a mine and like part of my fucking body blew off? Am I now not a man? Stupid.
We're a biologically.
I was using a sentence without just saying basic biology. It's the whole basic biology is a strong. It's like them saying like, well, what you're saying is men and women biologically aren't different. And it's like, no, nobody's fucking saying that like chromosomes aren't real, dude. No one said that. Don't make me mad. It's the fact that I say I am. Yeah, exactly. It's like.
Man, you're not a biological man.
It's not a spectrum, it's not a question that we can answer because you're.
It's not a spectrum? Are you kidding me? There are so many biological men that, like, could probably be fine, like, in either direction. Like, there's plenty of people where I would have a hard time, like, gauging what they identify as, just based on how they look.
You're saying on the spectrum, would this make us more of a man than you? But no, it's because we are a man and you guys aren't.
The other thing, Clarkson's gay, just to give more context. And I feel like in a conservative, like, mind point, wouldn't that, like, not make him as manly? Like, I don't believe that. But it just... It's being hypocritical. It's just the point that people can do what the fuck they want. How is it not a spectrum? There are plenty of people that, like, are feed into every single fucking generic, stereotypical trope of being a dude. And then there's plenty of people who might be, but just choose to do whatever the fuck they want. I just don't... Go on. Whatever, Clarkson. Open your mouth more.
We're different.
So we're not men.
We're different.
Is what you're saying.
Is exactly what you just said.
What you're saying is you don't fucking validate them as human beings. They're not lining up, rebooting processors. That's what I thought when I seen it. I feel like they tried to get, like, slightly more progressive, like, progressive conservatives. Enough where, like, they're not gonna full on be, like, totally out there, but it's enough where it's, like, you're judgmental, but you know socially that what you're saying is fucking atrocious, is what I'm gathering from, like, that side of conservatives.
My view, you guys are... appropriating.
Appropriating? Oh, Clarkson, you're appropriating a gender, dude?
The gender, and you are living as a man, but
yeah.
Biologically you are not a man. So to me, it's not, you can't say, okay, well, does that make us more of a man? That's not even a question to ask because you're not a biological.
Oh, so we're going to the Jim Crow laws now. Some people are 2/3 of right. That's what that's right. That's basically what he's saying. He's just trying to say that, like, you can never be a man. You're not a man because how you were born makes it so you never are. But, like, didn't they just say that being a man technically is all just, like, constructs too?
Logical man. When it comes down to asking questions,
at least, like, society's way that they treat
that
you,
make me start to change what the truth is and what the truth isn't, putting it on a spectrum when it's an objective truth, that's where I draw the line.
Clarkson, every single time you open your fucking mouth this entire video, from yesterday's stream, we would have Clarkson just talks in circles is basically what we found out. That everyone's just 2/3. Everyone is now. We just don't want to count him as full numbers anymore.
The biggest problem with what he said, it doesn't make what you feel any different. The biological truth is the truth, and why can't that be the truth? And you also say, but I feel like on the inside that I'm a man and I'm going to present that way.
The argument is that people try to invalidate who you are.
Yes, you're trying to invalidate them. I don't like that it's a, can you just fucking blindly agree with us? And then I guess you can still do what you want, but just agree that we're right and you're wrong. Like, no. Even then, it's like, what's your concept of being, like, a man? It's just not. Everybody has their own concepts. Everybody's raised to have different concepts.
What you feel any different? The biological truth is the truth.
The biological truth is people have different chromosomes, but evidently, I'm pretty sure testosterone plays a larger impact on what we've fucking identified as masculine or not masculine.
Truth, and why can't that be the truth? And you also say, but I feel like on the inside that I'm a man and I'm...
No matter what is like 3/3 born male, straight, white. Yeah, exactly. Kind of why I feel like the Electoral College is kind of shit.
I'm going to present that way.
The argument is that
Excuse
people
me.
try to invalidate who we are with that. I'm not saying that you
Right.
guys are doing that, but a lot of society in the world does that.
Correct.
Well, biologically, you're female. What hurts trans people that people don't realize what they're doing is it's very harmful. You got to be aware of what you're saying and what you're putting out there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no, 100%. I would, and that's why I think we all agree. We would never try to offend you or anything like that. To be honest, if I saw any one of you in the streets, I don't care. It's not going to bother me that you want to.
Right.
I would know unless I pulled your pants down or something.
Oh my god! What the fuck is up with him? Dude, enough. 2 seconds ago, literally, you know what? Let's fucking backtrack. I wish I could make, okay. So 27:32. He wouldn't, now he's back to, oh, you're not being a dick to me. Fuck, I don't want to be rude to him then. Not that long ago, he was going on saying, if I saw any one of you in the streets, I would be able to tell. Just looking at you, I would be able to tell. I'd be able to tell that you're not biologically a man. And now he's saying, you know what? Unless I try to whip your dick out, I probably wouldn't know looking at you. Like,
why do you feel like you have to present the way you do? You know, facial hair. Could you
right.
be a man without having facial hair?
I mean, yeah.
Because you feel like you're a man.
I'm in the early stages of.
okay, yeah. So let's take Gibby, right? He doesn't have facial hair. Clarkson doesn't have facial hair. Also, is he assuming that people with facial hair, that having facial hair makes you a man? Because I'll have, you know, plenty of women grow facial hair.
I haven't hit 1 year yet, but personally for me, you know, I crave, you know, having a full-on beard like these fine gentlemen and you guys all. Like I crave it, you know, like. But I do believe like not having like this little small peach fuzz I have going on, it does make me feel more dysphoric. It makes me like feel like, oh, this is how I presented before transitioning.
Do you feel like it's something that has...
You're not a male, but I don't want to offend you. No, pull your pants down. Yeah, fucking Brandon is so bizarre.
Wrong at birth. Like, you know, you're born and you say, well, genetics and evolution says this. Why do I feel like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think
I have a good idea. There's a good chance. I've read a couple studies about this, which can even come from, like, there's just different hormones in the womb. So, like, sometimes, like, even if, like, let's say somebody's pregnant with, like, a female, they might have more testosterone hormones that then, like, when they're birthed, tend to cause them to be, like, to be a little more fun, a little bit different. That's usually why. It's generally, like, hormones. At least in terms of being, like, gay or straight. That's what I read, is sometimes there can be just, like, different balances. Which means that you're born that way. Aww.
Questioning it was something that I always wondered, because sometimes when people say like, oh, like it was a choice, which I hear a lot on the other side all the time, like it was a choice.
Oh my god, I hate that. It's a choice. You think somebody would choose to be fucking marginalized? You think somebody would choose to have a hard life? You think somebody would choose to constantly be fucking dysphoric? You think somebody would choose to have somebody look at you and just hate you for you wanting to just live your life the way that you feel it should be? I don't have facial hair because I look cringe with it personally. Does that mean that I'm not a man? No, I fucking guess. Plenty of men don't grow facial hair. Plenty of women do grow facial hair. Such an odd argument. But no, the fucking... You choose to... I find that funny because it's like if you choose to be a man... Or, like, you choose to be trans, and then I have to ask, like, so do you just choose to be cis? Do you feel in your heart that you're a woman, but you just chose to stick as a dude? Never made sense. It's like, you choose to be gay. It's like, well, if you can choose, bro, you're probably bi. Sorry to break it to you. But if you can choose, then it means you're probably a little bit more versatile than you thought. Damn, screw my opinion. Guess my man card is gone too.
Legit born this way. Like I could remember from I think 4 or 5 years old where like I didn't feel like a girl, you know what I mean? And I can't tell you why that happened. It was just my path in this life. And it's something that I honored, and you know, it was really hard for me to continue living, especially when puberty hit.
That's the worst one I hear. When the puberty hits, oh my
You know,
god.
Like, time of month comes in, obviously anatomy changes, like, and that was the biggest thing for me where I knew that, like, okay, I can't do this. It's like you're not in your own home.
Children
Right.
should be allowed to transition.
Ooh, this is a good question. That's an interesting question. What's their cutoff for children under 18? Because I think people should be able to prevent, like, the onset of their puberty if they feel that they're like that. I don't know if, like, full-on surgeries would be appropriate just because it can really fuck shit up until you're at least, like, developed first, and then, like, you're good to go. I don't know who's gonna pop in. Okay. Nobody, no conservatives, I feel. I don't think any of the conservatives are gonna pop in. And I want to say that on the left, I don't feel like Buck is gonna pop up either. That's my theory. Let's see.
Well, I was gonna say I find it very interesting that you and I are the only ones that stepped up, especially since we're younger and
Right.
We should allow.
I remember being confused at first, but wait, you can't just choose? And then someone described bi to me, and I was like, bro, that shit is pog. I'm that. And then I discovered I'm bi. And I'm happy now. Exactly. If you can pick, it means you like both. Simple as that. It means that you just, don't care. And that's cool.
Children to feel what they feel, because I felt the way that I felt for as long as
I think the idea with being allowed to be transitioned, I wonder, like, to the extent that they find it. Like, do they mean, like, they should be able to start taking hormones, like, super early? Because I'm pretty sure what they do is they have kids start going to, like, gender therapy, and then I think they give them medicine that pauses puberty, but I could be wrong. The hormone level is irrelevant. We can make a clear distinction between males and females based on which type of gamete production the anatomy is organizing towards. Oh. Okay. Hold on. Let me recycle. Also, hello, Cycle. How's it going, lad? How are you today? I mean, yeah, if we're going biology, there's differences. But I think we already covered biology, to be fair, if that's what we're going on.
I can remember, and it's something.
I think with pausing the puberty, though, I think that's the only thing that they do right now, is therapy, pausing puberty. There's no reason to go by anything else other than biology. I mean, if you don't feel that way, though, then biologically, it's like they biologically have hormones in there, or like at least chemicals in their brain enough to make them feel that what they're stuck in is not what they identify with. My birth biology is that I'm cool with what I was born in, so I've never had that craving. But everyone's different, you know what I'm saying? Radical! Hello, Radical. How's it going?
That I cannot deny. Yeah. You know, although my mother is supportive, when I was younger,
feelings cannot override biological reality. I mean, it's almost like we started evolving, though. It's almost like we were able to, like, socially realize that we can make more choices, though, than just, like, what we're stuck with. Well, Bacon, let me see. Why would you say that you can't say that you can identify? That's what I'm saying. It's like nobody's arguing biology. Obviously, like, we have different chromosomes, but a lot of the shit that influences that, technically true, but guess what? Surgery? Yeah, I've always wondered, it's like, what point is it? So it's like, are your chromosomes themselves what makes you now, like, a full-on dude? Because, like, I've never seen my chromosomes. Also, I feel like we're on the wrong thing. Like, can I change my chromosomes? Like, no. Can my full-on bone structure change? Generally not, especially if they end up not preventing puberty. Like, it tends to be like a hotter, like I know for trans men, they go through a second puberty, which can change some things, but not all things, right? Iron Hand! Hello, Iron Hand. How you doing? But I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on everybody's opinion. For me personally, I can't fucking tell. If you're telling me any of these people are trans men, I'd be like, I fucking couldn't tell at all. I wouldn't have known.
I wasn't allowed to.
What have I missed? Honestly, we only got, well, first we started off with watching Long Man, because Dance recommended it, which was a really funny commercial about candy. Just a whole fucking elaborate story. It was a nice, how do I say it? Like emotional break from back to the trans conservative masculinity disappearing in America argument. Okay, if what we're saying is that we can't change chromosomes, agreed. But beyond that, not really. That's my thing. I would also argue there's such a spectrum of people that there's plenty of women who are super, like, fucking, like, big and, like, broad and, like, are definitely fucking, will always be built stronger than I am. And there's plenty of men that have super small bone structures, too. It's like, for some reason, it's like people have this idea, like we just got like 2 fucking molds, and there's not like a variety of everybody at this point. Like we've evolved so much now that even people that might not have fucking survived like 100, 200 years ago are doing peachy keen and fine because it just isn't as relevant now, things like our fucking physique.
To wear boys' clothes because that wasn't right. Now I know we're talking about.
Also, I don't know. When I was younger, I wore dude clothes. I preferred dude clothes. Except for the fact that being a fucking chubby kid, I didn't fit into the husky boy pants. Kind of a bummer. Honestly, kind of traumatized from that.
Transitioning, it doesn't always have to be hormones. It's like transitioning
right.
in society. So being able to dress more masculine. Yeah. I did when I was younger, but as I got into middle school, kids change. People are mean. So, you know, I dressed how I would in society, so I dress like a girl, whatever, but I think that children should be allowed.
That's so interesting. I feel like I dress almost, I want to say I dress more feminine now, but honestly that's not true. I feel like if I was a dude, I would dress the same way. To be honest. When I was younger, I always wore dude clothes. I didn't really like showing off my essence, but I also feel like dressing more feminine in public makes you get treated differently, and I don't dig that because I don't want people to fuck with me in public or look at me, so I tend to just probably dress more masculine, or whatever the fuck that means. I bet masculine women who are born female and identify as female, but they could body me and turn me into a, that's what I'm saying, like my fucking goal, I want to be like a fucking muscle bro. Aspirations? Duke Nukem. Okay, maybe not Duke Nukem. He's a bit extreme. We hit on a not as healthy anymore breadth, but like everything is on a spectrum. The spectrum is averages that are divergent. The averages are also help predict the extremes of the spectrum. Like most violent murders are male, but not all. Oh, totally. Well, then it sounds like Cycle Dance. It sounds like you must be a very binary person, I guess. Go into coding or something. I don't know what to tell you. Doesn't sound very fun, though. I'm less of a black and white person. I like colors. It makes life more fun. Just go with the trusty massive ass hoodie and sweatpants. Honestly, everybody should just be an amorphous pile. No shape at all, just blob.
To express themselves in whatever way makes them feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think also if people are able to express themselves more, we'd probably have a lot fucking lower rates of people needing to feel like they have to like unalive themselves. I think if men were held to less fucking like rigid ideals of their masculinity, then maybe they wouldn't have such unaliving rates, you know? Okay, so I feel like we're both back onto it. Which is what we already agreed on, Iron Hand. We already said chromosomally. I don't think there's an argue with that. Biology is fine. But I think we're also on the idea where, like, what's our differences here? I always forget the words. We have, like, our assigned sex, and then we have our socially construed gender, right? Yes, reference to social and cultural differences rather. So we have our biology, and then we have our gender. I'm more of a pink, purple, and blue person. Yeah, yeah.
Kids are struggling to be who they are, and there's.
Oh, perfect. Actually, I used to have this piercing. His piercing right here, this barbell, I used to have a barbell, but sadly mine didn't heal right. But dude, I'd get another barbell piercing again if I knew that shit would heal right. Oh, it's a bitch. This part right here, the cartilage fucking hurts when they shove that through.
More rates of suicide for transgender.
Sex is determined by what genitals your birth and whatnot. Gender is what one identifies. Right, exactly. Your gender identity, and that's a made-up concept. No one has a gender identity. I feel like I don't. I think are you play? I want to know. I feel like it's interesting. It almost feels like a devil advocates thing, or maybe you're just coming from the opposite side, trying to like give us the alternate, which I can appreciate. I can appreciate the alternative perspective, but if it's not, then like people can literally change that on their birth certificates. Like people can change what's on their license. It's not. I think there was even one thing where people are thinking about just not including it all together. Although I would argue that for health reasons, I feel like it should still be included to an extent. But falsify birth certificates. No, I mean like legally you can change it. I'm sure you could look it up though. But no, they're different. People identify with a variety of things. I mean you can say whatever you want, I guess, but then I guess you're right. Like they are men. Period. That's fine. Legal fiction. I don't believe in the government, but I also care so much about what the government says because it's going to invalidate my opinions if there is a legal thing that alters from my own thoughts. So I'm going to call that a fallacy, even though the majority of people now don't agree with that. But at the same time, I'm convinced that I want the majority of people to follow what I think. That's what I'm getting from that. In terms of clash, the terms that we use for gender now used to be called personality traits, and I still believe we're communicating the same things. We are evolving definitions. We are evolving terms and definitions and terminology as the world changes, adapts, and evolves. As we get more educated and have, more advances. Now we physically produce offspring. The rest is just the dance we do before we smash ugly. Some people smash for non-reproductive reasons. Smash. Smash is good. Whew. No, I feel like everyone just goes on the chromosome thing, and I don't think no trans man is being like, no, I wasn't born as a female. No one's saying that, you know what I mean? Some people like anatomically, and then there's biology, and like biologically, it's like we know science, we know that. But also, I'm pretty sure when you get into more upper level science, you tend to also learn, like, the differences in that, too. It's just a lot of people's fucking education peaks at, like, high school. And then you have that limitation because it's like, you really didn't go that fucking deep into it. And they're not going to give you a bunch of unnecessary information where they're just trying to have kids fucking understand, like, how your blood type is determined. They're trying to lie about this. Like, they just want to be identified as the gender they feel. Yeah. Exactly. Honestly, I wish I could just have nothing. Just refer to me as a nothing. What's my gender? Not relevant. We still have the genders that we're born with on our identification thing, so if they need help, they can know what kind of stuff they need. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like nobody's arguing that there's not differences. There is. Same with, like, health differences. Like, do trans men have prostates? No, but I don't think they're fucking arguing that either. It's like they're aware. Like, they're so aware. I'm pretty sure trans men are way more fucking aware, considering that it's their life. And they lived it. They're aware,
Individuals, because they're, like, there's literally being laws put in place to prevent them from being who they are, and that's not right. That's not right.
No, it's not right at all. Well, like, what any of these people do in their lives doesn't matter. Like, they should be able to have the choice to make any decisions that they want to for their life.
That's where I have, like, the biggest problem with the trans stuff is with the children, because people, like, I'm sure you guys would agree, you want to inject them with the hormone system.
Oh my god, no they don't, dude. Again, what fucking strawman argument is this? Nobody's saying, like, let me fucking tie down the kid and stab him with fucking testosterone. No, do you know how hard it is to get testosterone even as a fucking adult? Like, obviously, I'm not trans. I don't know all of the fucking, like, fucking hiccups it takes to even get into that process, but I know it's damn difficult, and I feel like a lot of people going into it expecting, like, I can just fucking walking into the store and just buy whatever the hell I want. Like, you know how much... It's not that easy.
Okay, so I work with children. This is where...
Also, why? I'm sure you're a great influence.
Where I have, like, the biggest problem with the trans stuff is with the children, because...
Is what?
People, like, I'm sure you guys would agree, you want to inject them with the hormone system.
No, they don't want to inject kids with
After
hormones.
puberty, the normal puberty.
You can postpone it. You can never prevent
You haven't even
puberty.
developed the prefrontal cortex yet, and you want to stop
Postpone puberty? You know, people have puberty at a fucking variety of ages,
their
right?
natural puberty from occurring to affirm their gender, and then later on they regret it. I think that's
You can postpone it. You can postpone it. You can postpone it. You don't stop it. If you could postpone puberty, they're still gonna go through puberty.
not a good thing.
Why? Why is puberty even a good thing? I don't want to breed. My puberty was pointless.
Puberty, they haven't even developed the prefrontal cortex yet.
I want to know when the prefrontal cortex develops, actually, though. So, I do want to get information on that, because I don't know when it develops, and I think that is important. Prefrontal cortex development, because I'm curious, and I think it's important to give that context. Alright, occurs primarily during adolescence and is fully accomplished at the age of 25. Okay, well, I can get fucking tit implants right now. I can get a lot of surgeries right now, and my fucking prefrontal cortex hasn't been developed either. At that point, I would say maybe we should have a lot more fucking less things that we can do. I can take creatine if I want. I can smoke. I can fucking drink. And that shit ain't developed. I can play fucking rigorous sports that could give me traumatic brain injuries. 25, dude? Dude, his fucking prefrontal cortex isn't even developed yet. Like... Because your friends have made fun of you for liking the color pink, and a mistake is being made. It's right, it's like no one is doing it because they're like, it's gonna be cool, or I think it'll be super fun to fucking not go through it. It's like, it's a thing deep-rooted in you that if you don't experience firsthand, I can understand that it might be hard to empathize with other people. If you have a hard time seeing it from another perspective, yeah, sure, I get it, you're gonna be a little more dense, that's fine. It used to be a masculine color. Lots of things we think is related to biological sex are really temporary. Yeah, it's just culture. It's just, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Literally wearing pink right now. It's like no one's postponing it literally just because, like, how somebody else thinks of you. Although I would say that it's, like, a very fucking shitty thing where a lot of... There's a reason why suicide rates are so high. Especially for trans individuals. It's, like... I don't get the argument. Yeah, so I don't agree with what you think, so I guess unalive yourself. Like, no, what the fuck? How is that even a comparison? Like, let people do what they want. It's horrible. It's horrible. Their class for reason to shelter them from their crazy-ass parents. The correct period is not just postponed, just replace once wrong sex hormone therapy starts and the child goes through the wrong... But what's wrong puberty and right puberty? Boys love to be girls? Oh, yeah? Interesting. Huh. I feel like that sounds like more a confession. You know. I'm sorry to hear that. That's interesting. Unaliving rates are far too high in trans people. That's my other thing. It's like, I would rather you be alive and content with your life. A man, I would not like to be a lady. Yeah, I can't say that's a common thing. I I mean, it's like, are we going Freudian now? Are we going like, and every single guy wants to fuck his mom? Like, sounds like a confession. But no, children are a protected class. I mean, hell, fucking the onset of puberty. Let me look it up, because now I'm curious now what the range. Onset of puberty. Because it's like delaying it still wouldn't make it odd. So for girls, it's usually 10 to 14. So I was on like the later end. And I don't want to fuck, right, yeah. And at that point in boys, right, in boys, the onset of puberty is usually 12 to 16. And then at that fucking point, in some states, the age of consent is 16. So can they just make their decision then? I know some people who didn't start puberty until they were like 16 or 17. Again, there's outliers. I don't think postponing your puberty for 2 or 3 years is going to be detrimental. And even then, I would rather have somebody be able to make their life decisions than feel like they don't have any choices in their life at all, and then to think that the only option they have left is to fucking exit, I guess. Thank you, Bacon. Like, I don't know. The whole prefrontal cortex thing, like, dude, 25, what the fuck? Gilbert, you're not even, your fucking cortex isn't even developed, my guy. Postponement doesn't always lead to a transition. No, right, exactly, Gasmask. The point is that if they end up changing their mind or realizing that this isn't their thing, then they have the option to just then go through life normally and nothing happened. The point is, I'm pretty sure because, like, at least for trans women, it's like way fucking harder. And so if they're able to postpone it and then not go through that whole puberty development, it would probably help them be way less fucking dysmorphic down the line. And if they're like, you know, I think I'm not feeling this way, or maybe I'm identifying as something else and maybe that's not the right answer, then they just go, I continue. And then boom. We're just barely starting to be. Ooh. Most because we're just barely starting to be feeling against she's Mount Everest. Trying to go over. Yes, Bacon, yes.
And you want to stop their.
I feel like bi is like, hey, basically me being bi, mom, just means that I half agree with you. And that's something, you know? That's something. We know that 99% keep going. The socialization immediately takes place once a child is affirmed. They aren't given a chance to desist anymore with the wait and see model. I don't know. I feel like you telling me that plenty of people don't like go to therapy and then realize that maybe this isn't the right decision? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I would like a little bit more information, because I wouldn't mind looking into that. Like, are there further information? Because, you know what? Wait and see, Mom. I mean, also, every single state's different on those laws, right? So everywhere's gonna be different. But I don't see what how many people, I'm curious to see the comparisons with people who do and don't regret it. Again, could I have some studies cycle? Because otherwise that seems absurdly high. And I don't think I think a good majority of them tend to not change. I mean, there's probably a good amount of people who realize that maybe that wasn't right for them. But usually in those situations, it's because there wasn't enough fucking time put into it, which is why they should go to therapy and they should talk with people and they should work through it. I mean, okay. I guess. That's just telling me that I have to waste my time apparently on something. I mean, touche. Like, I'm not doing your homework for you too. I could make up shit too. I could say, 98% of people who transition, didn't make that mistake. It's just like saying, 85% of trans individuals were at risk for unaliving themselves until they were able to get surgery. Again, not fucking valid facts at all. I'm honestly more surprised how stressed out people get by other people just wanting to take some hormones and wanting to be identified as differently. Like, as I introduce myself, that's what my reality will be to you, you know? Yeah, I think we're just saying random numbers. So, to tell me to do my homework, I mean, I guess, like, that's just telling me you also don't want to be valid in it, I guess. So, take my fucking percentages too, I suppose. I keep explaining to her that, hey, guess what? I'm not gonna fuck every man and woman I see. I'm not gonna fucking start the... Oh my... Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. 127%. Okay. Alright, Cycle. I guess... Alright. Have fun. I want a burger. We'll wait to see if I want something else. I still want burger. I would assume most people who postpone would still go through with it. Once something is wanted, is not often one's mind is changed. Yeah, it's not like I decided, hey, you know, I've always felt like I'm definitely bi, but then all of a sudden I just decided to change it up and I just am no longer attracted to certain groups of people. Just fucking cut them out, dude. Sorry. Changed my mind. Who posted this? Yeah. Person reaches can be misleading by an agenda. Higher trans oof percentage post transition is higher than right, yeah, it's technically true, but the way that they did is the conflated, yeah, right. They're all pressured into it, yeah. You will find what you want to find. Most certainly. I trick Bacon. No, what the fuck? Like I just here, I'll Google it. I'll Google it, right? We'll do a little Google foo. Since that'll apparently, I don't know. I feel like I should be getting paid for that, honestly. But who am I, right? The controversial, for decades following which has shown that a substantial majority eventually ceased to identify as the controversial research on desistance. Alright, let's see. Controversial research on desistance. Let's see. The phenomenon of transgender children growing out of their transgender identity by the time they're adolescents is called desistance by gender research. For decades, following research have shown this eventual majority, anywhere from 65 to 95. Okay, so we're just cutting off the spectrum, eventually cease. Become a parcel of how young is too young debate. In terms of allowing kids, but both kids will eventually cease to transition. Okay, let's just go to the base of it. Desistance. I think that'll be more interesting. Let's go into it. I'm curious for the ones that don't. Yeah, do your homework. Oh, we went into criminology. Oopsie. Is a loaded word. Alright. It's to focus on the rarest of cases and to ignore the vastly more common experience of trans teens being second-guessed. It's not controversial. You can't fucking define controversial, Cycle. You literally can't fucking tell me what is and isn't controversial. Everything's fucking controversial. You're telling me that the argument of trans people in every fucking regard isn't going to give rise to public disagreement? You're literally disagreeing with me right now, which then makes it controversial. Right? We're having a dispute. There's temperaments. It's controversial. Like... You can't tell me it's not. Like, what the fuck does that mean? I feel like this is too long. I'll be honest. I can't read all of this live. I can look at it after. But basically what I'm seeing is I'm not seeing anything stand out to me. So if you want to give me an article that's, like, hella relevant, then sure. Trans rights activists say it's controversial? No, you're not... Words have meanings, huh? Yeah, that's... You're missing the point. I can really literally reread what you typed. You said, it's not controversial. Bacon. You know what? He's not saying anything that would make him fucking need to get banned or anything. No, he's allowed to share his opinion. He's valid in having his opinion. But, like, you can't say it's not controversial. How is it, like, at that point, it's like disagreeing with other people would make it controversial. There's things that aren't controversial, like humans breathe oxygen. I don't think someone's gonna disagree with me. I mean, I guess you could, but I don't think you're gonna disagree on me with that. But also, not every study shows it. I could probably bring up a lot of fucking studies that don't show that, you know? You could say some. I would also be curious to see, like, where those studies are getting funded. I would be curious to see, like, who's researching it. I'd be curious to see how large of a group there is being used in 2 ways. Controversial means oxygen is corrosive gas. Cog. Controversial means to disagree, not that the studies have been discredited. Oh, right, that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, and as such, Iron Hand, right? We are disagreeing. It's controversial as in disagreeing. I'm just going by the definition, because I feel like that should be a universal thing we can agree on. Is the dictionary controversial? Like, come on. Do not even read abstracts. Oh my god, that's so weird, Cycle. It's almost like I'm in a fucking master's program and I have to read that bullshit all the time. No, I read papers all the fucking time, dude. Go pro-trans website who will spin it. Every study shows it. But you can't fucking show me a study. You can't show me a study, Cycle. And then you tell me it's my job to look it up. Like, I'm fucking streaming, bro. If you want me to look it up and see if I fucking like it, like, I don't know what you want me to say. Merriam or Oxford? When I read, yeah, no, you're right, Cycle. I won't read the papers during the stream because I don't think that's gonna be as fucking interesting. That sounds boring as hell. And if anything, people could read the shit on the side while I'm fucking BSing, right? If you care enough to send a link that you like, by all means. As for looking up, like, pro-trans websites, like, then don't ask for one. Correct self. You already said that I can't ask you for one because you apparently don't have any to give me. They just all exist, right? They just all exist. And then I'm supposed to, like, research it up. Like, I'll read them off stream. Yeah, thank you, Iron Hand. There you go. Exactly. Exactly. I can be info jockey, just provide. Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's see. Existence of future. Predict. Oh, okay. What is this one? Here we go. Here's a paper. Exploring desistance and transgender and gender expansive youth through systematic literature review. Literature review? Seems interesting. The conclusion was that hypothesis suggests that desistance should no longer be used in clinical work or research. How about that? Is this me being dumb or something? This is literally a study on desistance studies saying that the studies were in poor quality, with 83% of them resisting. So they were assessed, but these people are saying that they weren't, like, peer-reviewed as accurately. 30 definitions of desistance were found with 4 overarching trends. Desistance as the disappearance of gender dysphoria after puberty, a change in gender identity from that to cisgender, distress, whatever. So, I don't think I can actually get it, but that's a meta review. Bro, that's a wiki article. Ah! Are you really sending me a Wikipedia? I can fucking change Wikipedia. I could go on Wikipedia right now and be like, Hitler was a homosexual. I have done that in high school. And it went through. Wikipedia, no. You can scroll down and give me one of the, like, articles that they reference, since luckily enough they do have a references site. But, like, you sent me a Wikipedia article on detransitioning. This one literally says that they're using, like, I will argue that this is kind of just like a synopsis of a bunch of articles. But also, it does kind of go against your idea that every single article essentially reaffirms desistance, because I don't think that's true either, you know what I mean? The myth of the desistance myth. Alright, fine. This seems like something that might go on the other side, right? Building Desistance has been at the center of the transitional advocates' fight to have transgender identity publicly accepted as an urgent medical condition. And I don't know if it's urgent per se. Made a page called What? I touched my friend Charlie for having scabies. Oh no! As long as they actually have experts checking the edits. It's no longer as unreliable as they actually have. Oh, thank you, Bacon. I was gonna say, the thing I've noticed with Wikipedia, it doesn't fit your narrative, so you say it's wrong. You want me to look all the way at the fucking bottom? This has ignited a contentious debate both in and outside of the community, with various sides accusing each other of bigotry, harassment, censoring, damaging the fight for trans rights. It's all a fraud issue that many people have interviewed requesting anonymity. All the names of transitioners have changed. Others refuse to speak on the record, afraid of potential fallout. I think what you're missing out is that I'm not saying that people don't detransition. People do detransition. I'm curious to find an article that talks about like a larger comparison, like I would say over 100. Well, Cycle, I'm not saying fucking how am I supposed to say every single trans person never fucking changes their mind? People change their mind. That's the beautiful thing with being able to make decisions, is you can change your mind. Some people do change their mind. I just don't think it's the overwhelming majority of people who change their mind. It's different? Desisting. Fine, fine. Let me go back. Desistance is... Give me a fucking definition. Give me a better definition. Because this ain't it. This one, that's not giving me a good one. Desistance and trans. Is just a term it was adopted by conservative clinicians as a descriptor for gender nonconforming who are into cisgender. No, that's not it. That's not what we're looking for. The 4 publications central on those at 80%. Alright, this might give me something. Desistance articles. 4 publications central to the notion of dysphoric youth will desist in assembling a relative critique. So there's some articles and then there's critiques of the articles. I'm just looking for a definition. Wow. Wow, Cycle. Wow. I feel like then I'm getting misled. Desistance in trans. Is that not what it is? The point that people end up feeling like they change their minds? Let's do a verse. Let's do a verse then. This is a general term for any cessation. Okay, there you go. I guess I thought we were referring it directly to trans people. Cessation of transgender identity. Bro. It's on the fucking Wikipedia page you sent me, dude. I get kicked across the room. You really think that your fucking shit's getting handled to you that much, Cycle? You're literally a fucking anon on the internet. Here we go. From the fucking shit you sent me. It's a general term for any cessation, being stopping, and is commonly applied specifically to stopping the transgender identity or dysphoria. So people who fucking experience desistance are also those who undertake detransitioning, also known as detransitioners. So wouldn't that mean that detransitioners would literally be synonymous with desistance? It's just in like a different like form of sentence? Yeah. That's what I'm starting to get, because I feel like I literally said that, and he's like, they're different. And then I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure they're still the same. You sent it to me. And I'm saying, yeah, it's the shit that you sent me. The Wikipedia article, right? Isn't this what you sent me? It says right here that they're the same. I would assume you would have read the Wikipedia article. Alright, I'm bored of it. I feel like you're not giving me anything. I'm bored of you, Cycle. Whatever. I looked it up. I was using it correctly. It's just like... Yeah, that's what I'm curious of, because I compared them. The Wikipedia thing says that they're virtually the same thing. It's virtually the same thing. It's just, desistance is, like, the fucking term used to identify people who feel like they want to detransition, or I guess change their mind from that gender identity if they haven't transitioned at all. With a quick 30-second time so they can think of bacon. You can look up definitions yourself, which I did, and research both. Am I supposed to research desistance? I got the concept. Oh, I know cycle. I know what I know. I never said that, I guess. Never said it. If you want to talk about it, you have to for months. Why? Why, though? Why do I have to talk about it? It's so weird when you're talking about, like, masculinity and transitioning. It blows into this. It's so weird. I guess not as much as you liked. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, honestly. Is when you go back. Desist is where you stop midway. Yeah, I'm curious what he means, because from what I found out, it's just, they are pretty much the same thing. I feel like you could use them relatively interchangeably. Again, I could be wrong. But telling me to just, I don't know, figure it out yourself isn't really, like, the best way for me to learn. Intensively for 3 years. Why? Why is that? Can you explain to me about that? Why you spend so much time thinking about it, Cycle? You trying to convince yourself otherwise, or what is that? You're misleading. So many people define them differently. We did look it up, and they said what you called different was actually synonymous. Yeah, it seems pretty synonymous. I am curious why you would spend so much time. Also, if you fucking have been spending that much time on it, borderline preparing to write a fucking thesis against trans rights, then I'm surprised you don't just have, like, a plethora of sources that you could give me that convinced you otherwise, too. Just seems odd. Is now a term for when you decide to start breathing. See, thank you, Bacon. So.
Natural puberty from occurring to affirm their gender, and then later on they regret it. I think that's not a good thing.
Let's have them talk.
It's a loaded question, because transition can mean many things for children. Now,
Right.
I totally, as a transsexual person, disagree with giving children hormone blockers, medication.
This is Governor Gray called for medical treatments for transgender teens to be classified child abuse.
Surgery, but what I do agree with is socially transitioning, which means why? Because I did that.
Yeah, fine, all right.
Okay, and I did that in the 60s and 70s. My parents dressed me like Buck.
Yeah, that's Buck, yeah.
Boy. You know, I didn't have any problem.
And he's pretty well known, isn't he?
We used to call it a tomboy, right?
Right.
So that was totally, and I went through puberty and I did all the things. I do not believe children can make those choices, and I do not believe it's...
I guess I'm also curious, like, what do we mean by children, I guess? Because in a lot of states, people aren't even considered children anymore at the age of, like, 16. So are we just talking, like, 16 and under? Are we talking 18 and under? Which one are we talking about? All right, cool. Have a party.
Okay and ethical for a parent to make those choices for a child. But I do believe gender dysphoria exists in children. I had it. 100% it's there. But to give medication to a child is so unethical.
So that's one thing I find interesting. So giving medication to a child is unethical. I feel like I could just leave that there. Like, why is that? So Tylenol, unethical. Your kid's diagnosed with ADHD. I guess it's unethical to give them anything, right? I don't... It's just odd. It's just odd. To give a child medication is unethical. So I probably should have just died from my strep throat then. That's what he said though, right? Everything is so fucking specific, right? The priest started their children on puberty blockers because God told them. He'd be going to prison, protected class for a reason. If I land on the wrong side of history, let it be known my intentions were good. But the parent's not making the choice. It's the kids making the choice. It's the kids going to therapy, right? It's the kids being spoken with and talked to and, like, mentally evaluated. He means medications that have more major effects. I know. I'm just being a dick. You know, I'm just being a dick.
That you would actually, you're exactly what you said. You're stunting brain growth. You're stunting all of these things.
But a lot of medications have negative impacts. You're telling me, like, a lot of medications don't have some form of fucking side effect, especially in developing brains? A lot of medications they give to fucking kids can affect their development. like,
they don't have enough research on it.
Yeah, so research it
So
more.
I'm in agreement with transitioning medically for children.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of medications that can affect kids.
Is not okay for me, but I do believe in a social.
So how do I identify what is and isn't okay to fucking halt?
When you say a social transition, it's interesting to me because we can't control what happens in a social situation.
That's right.
I was raised on melatonin and Mountain Dew. Yeah. My 11-year-old wants to be Spider-Man. Each person is different. It's just, which is why our language fails. Everyone wants what's best for the individual child. Yeah.
That's right.
So to me, and we talk about suicide rates among young trans people, this whole ideology is telling people to derive their value off of what somebody else is saying about them or what somebody else affirms to them. So we say that.
It's just being treated with disrespect and being treated in a way that makes you no longer want to exist in yourself, in your body, or feeling like your body is an absolute prison.
You know, society.
It's the perceptions or being uncomfortable with how you're developing.
We're not allowing people to be who they are, and that's why they're committing suicide. But maybe it has to do with the messaging that we're sending to these kids.
So are we sending to kids that maybe this idea of how they should act socially, like with masculinity and femininity, isn't something that everybody can conform to and doesn't like to conform to? And so it's fucking with people?
That you derive your value from if somebody uses your correct pronoun.
Should I just call everybody she?
Or you derive your...
Would everybody okay with that? Parents and mermaids don't know what's best. They should make experiments. Mermaids? Trans parents try to trans their kids? What, do gay parents try to make their kids gay too? I don't think that's a thing. Again, I can't fucking say every single fucking family in the world, but that's not... I really don't feel like it's a thing where, you know, my life has been so hard, and I think it would be a really cool idea is if I can make my kids' life really hard too. My ADHD medication that I still need this to affect me when I was a kid. Oh wait, of fucking course it did. It honestly made it a little bit harder to cope my ADHD without my medication. Like I no longer have that extra boost. I always thought it was a thing with at least like ADHD medication where they'd say like take it most days, and on days you don't need it, don't take it because you don't want to be like super reliant on it. But it does affect you.
Your value, if this person accepts you for wearing a dress, be who you are.
Okay, that's what they want to do.
But tell them to be empowered about it and not get that empowerment from somebody else. Like,
I hate that argument. That's like the argument of like, women don't wear makeup for themselves. They wear it for other people. You should feel empowered to not. Or people don't work out for themselves. They work out for the validation of others. Like they are doing what they want to do. They're doing that.
That's really kind of inconsiderate to say that someone would take their life because what someone else says.
Yeah.
To somebody that is important. To somebody.
Like people have different values. People find different things important to them.
I have friends who their family does not use their correct pronouns and they've transitioned and they live in the same household. This person struggles with depression and anxiety. Could you imagine living in an environment like that where you're no longer validated? That's coming from your own parents.
But if you base your validation off of other people, this is a hard truth. But if your sole validation,
no, you definitely have to do it. Listen,
I
could give
people,
a shit when everyone thinks about me. I do what I want. But
that's the thing. People do what they want, and then people are like, "What? You do what you want? Well, then let me just fucking take my bigotry and try to make your life as hard as possible." If I had kids, I would not try to force my kids to be bi. If they guess what, genetics, bitch. Booyah. Like no, in any situation where the parents are forcing their kid to be something that they're not, then that's fucked up. Period.
For everyone, that's not the case because everybody has different personalities.
Right, but that doesn't make it any. That doesn't mean that.
But it's still.
We should
but
be
you're not
acknowledging.
I mean, there's plenty of men that fucking base their own fucking perspective on themselves from others, right? It's like why men always have to fucking... I don't want to say all men. Obviously, it's not all men, but let's go stereotypically. It's like the idea of like, well, how many... What's your body count? Well, what's your body count? Well, I fucked this girl last night. Oh, really? You got that girl? Are they not just doing things in a way to try to get the approval of others? I feel like even outside of gender, as we function, like, socially and, like, in a society where we rely on other people, like, you do want to have some sort of fucking support, bounce off of other people. Like, I feel like that's a natural thing, even outside of gender. To base your value, it's like, yeah, why do you dress the way you do? Why do you get the jobs or get the money? It's like, have tons of posts on family shows like you were repeating here. Those are individual cases, not the numbers. Inflammatory stories are amplified in such echo chambers until people testify that they know it's pervasive, even through statistics don't back that up. Can't say all trans parents want their kids to be. We can't look at one example. Yeah, that's right. Anything is trash. I feel like a worthless piece of shit because my parents told me that I should not like what I do. Yeah, yeah. I like human garbage because I thought a boy and a girl. Right, yeah. My parents yourself every day and everywhere. They're on Twitter, YouTube, etc. and talk to them. I'll be honest, Cycle, I feel like one, like, bad apple always seems to fucking just, like, make people think, like, the whole entire group is now tainted. Yeah, fuck, it's like people who are just radical anything. You're gonna be like, that's fucked up. And it's like, I don't think anyone's disagreeing with you on that. If trans parents are forcing their kids to be trans, that's fucked up. I don't think anybody would disagree. Forcing your beliefs on, like, anybody is kind of fucked up.
Listen, what you're not acknowledging, though, is that in that environment, it is not supported.
I'm acknowledging that. I'm just saying that we're saying that for some reason they should look for that validation from somebody else.
Yeah, again, I don't get that. It's like people naturally want to have validation. Kids look at validation from their parents. Yeah. I don't like this whole argument where he's just like, by the way, if you base or have any care for what others do or think of you, then it's your fault.
Rather than find it
Somebody and you have a
within.
family, you want them to
But you're
validate you.
focusing not on the individual, you're focusing on the people outside of that
Yeah, but the
individual. I'm focusing on empowering that individual.
But part of being a person
Also, how are you empowering them? By telling them that they're wrong? First, their kids. Right.
is needing to be validated. You don't need to be validated.
Again, there's obviously outliers. Of course there's probably some people like that. And you know what? They probably made a fucking news story because it's insane.
From your family or your friends.
You don't care about any validation at all. You don't care about any validation,
validation
at all.
from within, and then the
That's bullshit, dude.
Right, but
I don't believe you. Man, I don't believe you at all. It's like people, I just don't. He didn't want his parents to accept him when he came out as gay. He didn't care if they approved of him or not. He was like, you know what? Fuck you, mom and dad. I'll just never talk to you again. That's
We're
it.
talking about children, okay? If we're talking, okay, I was an 8-year-old when I found out that I wasn't biologically male, right? I was 8.
Right.
When I found out that I wasn't the same as my brothers, okay? And so going through that process, I attempted suicide 4 times because my mother was like, well, you are a girl. When you're 8 and you're 12 and you don't have anyone else that is in your space,
You feel alone, like an anomaly, and like you don't belong, and that you have no support around you, and that with you being so fucking alone and isolated, you don't have any other choice to get out.
That lives in the same house as you to tell you you're okay. Where are you supposed to go? How are you supposed to garner your own self-validation if the people that are raising you don't validate who you are?
Yeah, everyone is, we're so fucking heavily influenced by our fucking environment and who raised us and everything. But I've seen conservative shits trying to force their kids to be oh lord, bacon. Like the vocal minority of the deaf community that hates implants. It's a complicated human reaction. I not say forced, you did. They are manipulating their children in many ways, and it's not just trans-identified parents. You know what? Fair enough, I guess. I'll have to look back. I guess when you said trans parents try to trans their kids, my brain took that as they would be forcing their values on them. You're right, you didn't quote say force, but trans parents try to trans their kids. I guess, yeah, like they would then try to encourage them and coerce them into being a certain way. But if anything, doesn't every single fucking parent coerce their kids to have similar belief systems as them. Again, it's fucked up. I don't think that's right. I feel like as parents, you should just be open-minded and let your kids fucking explore themselves and others. You know what I mean? Like, they're manipulating their children. Yeah, parents manipulate their kids. Because that's, yeah. Because that's what they know. Everyone does that. It's like religion. Or politics, yeah. Like, all parents try to make their kids like their fave sports teams, religion, political. Right, like, to be fair, I don't think every single parent does that, obviously. Are there probably some fucking weird people like that? Sure, of course. I can't disagree with that because I don't know everybody. But I would also say that's also like saying that, what about there's one transparent and then what if there's not a transparent? Like, I feel like, are we also saying that both of the parents are trans, so then they're trying to have their kids think that they should be trans subliminally? Because then wouldn't they just have knowledge on people who are and aren't trans? Like, what are we going on?
As a father, you know, my duty is to raise my children the way I believe is right.
Okay.
And if my child somehow struggles with this, which is fine, we'll have that conversation. But I'm going to let it play out the way I believe it should be played out.
Because parents do get to control their kids.
And at 18 years old, you can do whatever you want to do.
Fine.
If you don't want to wear dresses, that's fine. I mean, just wearing it, if you want to dress like a boy, don't make you want to be a boy. Don't mean you have to be a boy. My mom was a tomboy, and my mom had me and my brother, and she's a woman, you know, and she lives like that. But, you know.
Because there's so many different kinds of people. Like, something a parent would be, you like girls, sweet. You like dudes, sweet. You're not the gender you're born as, sweet. The girl said, sweet. Sweet. Yeah. Exactly. Can a child choose to sterilize themselves? I'll be honest, Iron Hand, I feel like kids should be able to choose that. I've literally wanted to be sterilized since I was like 14. It's been like 10 years. I still want to be sterile.
No, you may want to dress a little different. Maybe
yeah, some people change their opinions. You're right. To be fair, even though I've wanted to be sterilized as a teen, I would argue that you're right. People do change their minds, but like, at what point do we allow people to make their decisions? At what age? Is our cutoff going to be that we just want trans people to only be able to start doing those decisions at 18 and over? Because even then, I'm like, they still get fucking shit on after that. So. Currently 18. Then, yeah. I think it's fine. I mean, me personally, I feel like people should have more choices over their bodies. I guess then I think of things like where parents are like, I don't believe in medical systems, and I don't care if my kid has cancer. I don't believe in HMU. Thank you so much for the follow. It is much appreciated. I guess I think of like a kid has cancer. Parents don't believe in the methods to cure the cancer, so they're just gonna let the kid die of cancer even if the kid wants treatment for cancer. Like, I guess I would rather make a decision knowing I was allowed to make decisions than have to, like, deal with the fact that there might be fucking, like, something irrefutable happening down the line. You know? At least, like, medical decisions. I don't know. Like, shouldn't kids be able to make medical decisions? Like, when should we cut that off? I don't know. Why is it that's what we decide that they can and can't choose? I don't know. I guess luckily for me, my parents asked. My parents always asked me what I wanted. And the concept that has me stuck is protected classes of children. I wish I had a better metric for maturity. I would agree. I would agree. The kid paid for their chemotherapy. No, it didn't end well. Yeah, so it's just, it really depends. Because it's a case-by-case basis, everything is gray. Irreversible decisions should not be made by kids because they are too emotional. Kids change their minds every 5 seconds. They also do not have knowledge about most stuff. Based on dirt flying around a star. This shit's arbitrary, right, exactly. So, like, what if we said, fine then, you can make medical decisions that aren't permanent. Wouldn't you then argue that, like, postponing puberty isn't necessarily permanent, or would you still say that that's permanent even if you can just then have puberty when you are 18? Just curious. No. I'm not, but we're having a discussion about trans versus conservative men, and so I thought it was a relevant tag, especially for people who identify as trans, because I would appreciate the, perspective. Does it sterilize you? The blockers? No, you're good. You're good. Oh my gosh, no, totally not rude. Totally not rude at all. Because sterilization, I would argue, then is permanent, right? Postponing puberty is not permanent. So then could we say that something that's not permanent, people should be able to make that decision? I don't know. It was like the medication thing, right? Taking medication daily when you're super young could permanently affect your development. But we still allow parents to make that decision. I mean, hell, some parents are just like, my kid's too fucking loud. Can you give them something so they're more tolerable to me? Which is like... Bacon? What? The recommendation is 2 years, and the side effects are too horrible. What they routinely give them for longer than 2 years. This is why Sweden completely reversed course recently. Okay, so then what? Maybe there should be, then there should totally be, if that is the case, and there are side effects after 2 years, then yeah. Although I feel like 2 years is fine, because if the, when's the age of consent? 16 then? So postpone it until they're of age. Right? And then at that point they make the decision. I would agree. I'm curious. Let's talk about Sweden. I'm curious now. You've piqued my interest. Or, I mean, I guess if you don't feel like talking about a cycle, I wouldn't be surprised by that either. But I'm interested.
Boy, want to do cheerleading or something like that, right. But that don't mean you need to transition to something else. So I want that to play out until my child is old enough to make that decision on their own. Also, you have to teach your children.
Okay, yeah, that seems young. That seems kind of young to me.
Have balance, because if you just want mommy and daddy to acquiesce to everything you want, that's not reality. Yeah. You have to understand that mom and dad may not see me this way. They love me. Right. I see myself this way, and I disagree with how they speak to me or how they're, but I love them as well. I love, like my son, if he said that he was, and I'm a Christian and I don't believe in homosexuality, I don't. I respect anybody that feel that way. I never, protest you at all.
All right, fair enough.
Came to me, it would be a struggle for me to want to go to his wedding. I'm just going to be honest. But I think that my son should understand this is the way my dad feel. I love him. This is the way I feel.
I don't know, I guess. To be honest with you, I've never had a problem with the idea of having to disown my parents if they hated me for something as arbitrary as, like, who I'm sleeping with. Plain and simple. My parents raised me in a way where if somebody doesn't like me for something as stupid as that, then I don't need them in my life. That's how my parents raised me. That's always how my mom was. I was like, if somebody doesn't like you for something as dumb as that, you don't need them. You don't need them. Like, yes, which in Britain to December 2020, there was a debate in the House of Parliament that you have to be of the age of 16 to receive any hormones or puberty blockers due to a lot of kids wanting to block because they didn't like the transition. Yeah, okay. All right. 16? That seems like an appropriate age. Maybe to try to be hardcore Confederate. No, Bacon. Sorry. No, what? No, don't apologize. By all means. Oh my god, don't apologize. I think 16's appropriate, but to receive any hormones? Yeah, I think that's fair. What about puberty blockers? Were they allowed to have puberty blockers? And then could make, like, the final decision once they, like, reached age? Oh, okay. That makes sense to me. I can get the idea of not having fucking, like, permanent effects as an adolescent. Yeah. Kids can change their minds or be influenced by things, sure. I would say, like, everybody can have that happen, too. I think there was, like, one girl who went through all these different identifications, like, I'm bi, I'm lesbian, I think I should be trans, this, that, and then eventually, when she tried to transition, she detransitioned because she was like, this isn't what was right either. But I think going into the background of that story, there wasn't nearly as enough fucking, like, research, and she didn't go through enough therapy at all to give an accurate, like, I don't know if diagnostic is the right. Let's go with diagnostic. Let's go with diagnosis. Like, for her situation, which is why she ended up detransitioning. Not everyone's like that. But some people are. Of course they're going to be. I definitely did not turn out to be Confederate, right? Yeah. I got counseling due to this. Oh, yeah, totally. No, I think that should totally happen. So important. I think what the age of being able to marry would be about the time I would consider adulthood. Historically, I think that the world cultural average was 14. No, you're right. I'm pretty sure it ranges from 14 to 18. Where's the time I kissed a boy in front of my parents just to make them mad? Sassy.
Feel and we have mutual love. And that don't mean I hate you. That just mean we disagree.
I don't know. I just don't know if that's like... I just don't feel like my parents have the right to love me with conditions. I guess. I just don't think my parents have the right to love me with conditions. So, I don't know. Like, what a great way to make fucking somebody regret inviting you. Or being honest with you and expressing their, like, personal life. It's just saying that you would love me if I was censored and painted myself in a way that worked for you. Like, shouldn't you just try to be more open-minded and, like, learn about other people? I don't know. It's weird. Do you think parents should love you no matter what you do? Oh, parents don't have to do nothing at all. Parents don't have to. Nobody has to do anything. Also, hello, Night Mist. I kind of like how that is spelled. No, I don't think parents have to. I just would also argue that I don't necessarily have to fucking love my parents back either if we disagree on something, like, foundational like that. Just told me to fuck off and kick me out to my aunties, and she also suggested me transitioning to female. They were so angry, and I seemed to help us with 14 and still want to do it. Right, totally. Totally. Some parents are just, I don't know. I can't imagine being in a world where, like, you're literally willing to create a life under conditions. Just odd. I just hate that idea. And shit, but blood doesn't matter. Blood doesn't mean shit, dude. Parents don't have... So, what if they gave me life? Guess what? I can simply give it back! Until at least 18. That's fair, Cycle. That's certainly fair. I think that is a fucking basic requirement, I guess. It's like when I hear parents kick out their kids and it's like, maybe at least give them fucking warning to establish themselves first, like just on a human level. I think blockers are appropriate, I think certainly at a young age. But I would agree making permanent changes can certainly be devastating. I don't know, because, like, we do fucking bad shit all the time. Fucking kids are already vaping. They're permanently fucking damaging your lungs. We don't have a lot of people getting a hissy fit over that. A family is good, and you find joy in them, but don't let bad people hold you back because they birthed your and some chick create you. I mean, I've already told my parents, to be honest. I was already like, if you fucking didn't like the fact that I was bi, then, like, I just won't talk to you anymore. Like, I don't need you in my life. And if that's the case, then I probably just loved a lie anyway. And it means that you've only ever loved a lie anyway. Well, if I'm gonna make my decision, I see my parents will do anything to stop it, and props hurt me as they threaten. So I have no idea. I'm sorry. No, it's hard. It's very hard. I think in a lot of situations, I think a lot of trans individuals tend to try to keep it secret or on the down low because of that judgment. Same with being LGBT. It's just like it can be a dangerous situation. It can be a hard situation. I think in a lot of ways, I would probably say it's safest to try to wait, but I know sometimes that feeling can just be absolutely unbearable. If you take the position that homocysteine is a choice, then this argument makes sense. He's saying that if my child chooses to be gay, then he'll accept that he chooses to act that way. Oh, you're right, Iron Hand, you're right. Brandon is saying because he thinks people choose. You're right. He thinks people choose. But I love that argument because then I'm like, so you chose to be straight. Like, I'd love to hear more about how you chose to be straight. It just... I don't... like... they shouldn't vape. Agreed. They shouldn't. So, on that basis, I guess, yeah. Tell me about how you chose to be straight then, Brandon. Go on.
And I wish that same sentiment would be, and I think it's the same on this panel. Like, there's no hate.
No, what the hell, Gas Mask? No, don't do that. I'll have to take a piss break if somebody makes me do that. I'll probably take a piss break anyway. I already got some caffeine in my system. Bro, my internet sucks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. If you were bi and raised in a religion, that's one way to adapt. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure, like, you're like, I guess I chose to be this way because although I like both, it's probably gonna be more socially acceptable for me to just go, like, one way over the other. But I was never raised in nothing. I wasn't raised in nothing, so, I'm just a clean slate. Ayo, you chose- right, yeah. Okay, I've reconnected, you're alive. Oh, sweet, awesome, good to hear. Do you think it's possible to love but still be disappointed? For example, if my parents were hoping for blood grandkids but can't due to someone being gay, I understand they can still have kids, but my anecdotal experience is LGBT. I don't want kids. I feel like that's different, though. Are they, like, single-handedly judging you because you don't want offspring? Because on that same point, your kid could just naturally be infertile, you know? So, like, could you be disappointed on that? Sure, but I almost feel like that would be a separate condition than directly at your child themselves. You know what I mean? I'll be back in a sec. Cross might be a few minutes. Understandable. This is interesting. I'm gonna go, okay, understandable, understandable. Wanting your kids to have kids is selfish. That shouldn't make them... I would agree. I would totally agree. So, no, I think that's different, though. I think it's different, to be honest, Knight. Personally. Personally. Like, I think my dad might have... I think my dad or something probably wants grandkids, but I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, sorry. Good thing you had 3 other ones. Maybe you can... Well, let's go with 2. 2 other ones. You can look at one of them. Maybe they'll do it for you, sorry. We all have... selfishness in a way. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a good reason to make them feel bad, but as a reason why someone... Yeah, I think you could totally be disappointed, but I don't think that necessarily impacts, like, you disliking their character. Because I don't even think that's, like... I mean, that doesn't have nothing to do with sexuality either, you know? Like... Imagine letting your kids be a parent just so they will have grandkids. I've also always thought that was funny, because it's like, what am I gonna do? Pop out a kid so you never see the kid? I don't live near you. What the fucking point is that? Like, but yeah, it's just, at least for better, take care of me. God damn it. It's just, it's interesting. Or like, is the whole like fantasy, like I want my gene type and blood to continue to be passed on? Cause like, adopting, that's always an option. I don't know. Like, no, you're gonna FedEx that child to them? Mail it to you, there you go. Here you... Test tube baby, grow it in your living room. You can jack them up with sugar and give them... Right, yeah. Stretch. Alright, I have to take a pee break, actually, I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna do a BRB. Getting intel. It's good intel too. Ooh, okay. That's what my grandparents did a lot. They made me hella hyper, and then they would be like, "Well, here's your gremlin back." I was called grandparents. I liked it. I never got hyper with sugar. Me and my grandma would just like sit around and drink like black coffee, but I was always so fucking mellowed out all the time. I would never react to it. Same with sugar. I was just always too mellowed out. I think that's why in school everyone always thought I was a stoner, because I was just really mellowed out all the time. But I think it's just because I don't get much of a reaction to like sugar and caffeine. Just a tidbit. Alright, we're gonna go off, Brandon. Go off. You know, what the fuck happened to Dance? He said he was gonna check his ribs and then he never came back.
Person on this side, and we may think of things differently, but we love each other. It can't be one-sided. I am lucky.
Dance ribs burnt? Oh no, I hope not. Oh shit, I'm sorry, Cycle, not you. I'm sorry. We're talking about, gosh, I was just called Dance Macabre? There's an ad now? Oh no. You know, the ads thing is so annoying. VPN or ad block. But I try to put them to a minimum because I don't like them. I wish I could just remove them permanently. A couple of dances, yeah.
I'm 41 and I'm a trans man. One of my greatest fears as a trans man is my life being taken from me because I'm a trans man. Transitioning in a black neighborhood with gang members.
You have multiple stream qualities now? What the fuck I do? Oh, what? Really? Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, Cycle. Maybe it depends on the ad block. I heard some people could. I don't know if you have a VPN, but I've heard that works too. All her streams are No, what the fuck? I have multiple choices though, that's good to hear. It's because I have it so fucking high up. Maybe Twitch was funny, like, God damn it, let's make it be able to get fucking dropped for people with the ass Wi-Fi.
They weren't having that, so the more that my body started to look a lot like theirs, I was challenged on a regular basis. I was beaten up because someone recognized me from prior to my transition and approached me and confronted me.
It's random? Oh.
Told me I was a bitch. And
Is it the encoding permanent? Or is it just like per stream? Let's randomize it and see who gets to pick. That seems like such a weird thing. I feel like everyone should have that. Even if you're not an affiliate, I feel like that should be an option.
out of safety was like, I don't.
It's per stream? What the Thanks, Twitch. I couldn't use quality, so I couldn't. I'm sorry, Bacon. Only partners get it perm? Damn. Damn. Now those assholes have a microphone enabled and listen to me bitchin'. AI took care of me. Hell yeah, Iron Hand. Hell yeah. It's dumb. YouTube gives to everyone all the time. Yeah, I don't feel like it'd be that hard to implement.
I don't know what you're talking about. And
Maybe someday. Twitch is slowly deciding to like own up to the fact that it is like the top, like, is Twitch the top streaming service? I'm not sure. Don't say sorry, Twitch. It's the cringe one.
Cold cocked me, and I lost a front tooth.
I grew up with a positive father figure.
All the conservatives? Twitch is still this top streaming? Okay. Mixer? Is Mixer? Are we fucking with me? I thought Mixer died. I thought Mixer offered a bunch of money to people and then it fucking died. Looks in a couple of years. Ooh. That's what I was saying. Like, I didn't think Mixer was still up. I thought Mixer paid up a couple people and then they were like, actually. Mixer was the worst? Oh no. Interesting. I feel like if anything, maybe YouTube might be like second in streaming. I feel like the shit they have is kind of cool. And I feel like some of their like shutdowns are a little less rigorous. Twitch can be a little uptight on like random things.
I think for me it's surprising because I would believe that a woman or a person who's born.
YouTube streaming sucks ass? No. I mean, I watch like H3 podcast on YouTube and I've never had an issue, but it's also more just like a long ass video. I guess I don't actively participate.
Who now identifies as a man.
Is she? Hello, hello. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. The vending machine. Oh damn, you got me. Oh, you got me. How's it going? Thank you so much for the follow. It is much appreciated. I love that emote. Right? That was a good ass one. I was like, what's happening?
And didn't have.
Oh shit, okay. Positive role models. Positive role models. Oh damn, what a delayed new little animation. Took me a minute, was confused. Oh, that's good. I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. Definitely an interesting conversation that we've been on. You know, how long have I been live? 2 hours? You want to know how far we've gotten into this video? 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Oh god. I watched him on YouTube yesterday who streamed to Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Holy fuck cycle. Oh god damn, that's a lot. I imagine they're not affiliates then, because you can't do the cross-streaming. I felt like cross-streaming can make your chat get real cluster-fucked, especially like confusing people in chat of getting like hella cluster-fucked. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Knight. It's so appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Man, I hate content farming. I mean, hey, if you're able to interact with people, then you know what? Fair enough, fair enough. She's on TikTok, but she was reading Rule 34 fanfiction live. Let's not talk about that, Iron Hand, alright? I said some stuff. I was reading some smut. Next thing I know, TikTok got mad and banned me for like a couple days. What can I say? I'm just a silly chocolate man. You could be Charlie, that could be, oh my god. Oh, fishy. These are original though, props to you. Very original. Yeah, what the fuck ruled, what word did I say that got me banned? I think I was censoring it pretty good. I feel like I was reading the fanfic pretty censored. But I guess TikTok just doesn't like suggestive content, even though you can go on there and literally see like a titty. I made them up to cater them for myself. Hell yeah. Bro, imagine reading smut. I do that. Just, me too though. Antiquing? Antiquating. Futurama fandom check. Okay, last one. Will you connect my nipple piercings to a battery and add a little spark to my life? Oh my god. The fucking emote too. There's smut on the internet? What? No, never. My car, some jumper cables. Goodness gracious. What, smut? Me? No, never. Do you guys know Onision? Actually, can I feel like if one person here knows Onision, then I can have somebody to talk to about the things that I have seen today. Got positive, negative symbols tattooed, so you can't fuck it up. That's good. What a fucking tat, though. Vendors wired to explode when he said, Mr. President. They couldn't disarm it, so they changed it to the word he was least likely to ever use. Oh my, I feel like I know what you're referencing now, Iron Hand action. I see it in my head, and I snack that smiles back. No. My stream's all over the place sometimes, I swear, dude. Really though, do any of you guys know Onision? I feel like he's like old news now, but I need to know. I need to express things. Does anybody know Onision, or is it just me? It's just me and my bad internet usage from years ago. Yeah, Onision is cringe. Onision has an OF. Bacon. Onision has an OF. He's doing smut now. And I don't know how to feel about it. And he started a cult. He started a fucking cult, dude. And he has an OF now, and I don't know what to do with that information. And I couldn't help. I had to look at it, and it's so bad. It's so fucking bad. It's traumatic. It's like Nikado Avocado's OF. Fucking trauma, dude. Trauma. Okay. I just want you to know that it's out there, Bacon. That's a thing that's happening. That's all. That's all I had to say. I'm in denial. I would keep up with the denial, Bacon. I'd keep up with the denial. Alright. Positive role model.
A person who's born as a woman who now identifies as a man.
Okay.
Didn't have a positive.
I'm back. Good to hear. Good to hear.
And therefore they felt somewhat insecure as a woman, which makes them, you know, feel a certain way and want to be a certain different person. Maybe they want to be the man that their father never was, or whatever the case may be. And so it was very interesting. I mean,
okay.
It was interesting to see pretty much a majority of you guys come forward.
That's so great. I think that's really important that you say that, because I do think a lot of people probably feel.
Right. Those intel is very epic. It's to do with a friend of mine, but it's great. I'm assuming that it is secret intel, and I can respect that. This guy's making up on the fly. I feel like stages of grief. Nah, fam. With shit like this, it's stage of grief. Period.
About guys like me, right? That our fathers we didn't have the right upbringing or what. My father was amazing. I grew up really like a little boy. I always felt like a little boy. My parents actually raised me, and I'm 59 years old, so that was in the 60s and the 70s when we didn't even talk about this kind of stuff. But my parents actually felt it from me. So I think that that's a misconception that people think about people like us.
Any good father pushes their child to, one, feel self-love.
Okay.
And to feel like they can be who they want to.
Period. Say that again for me, Max.
People like us.
Any good father
pushes their child to feel self-love and be who they want.
They can be who they want to.
Period. Oh my god, good job, Max. We're on the same point. And do what they want.
Liberty and the pursuit of happiness.
Yep.
Right? Like our founding fathers. And so, it's fatherlessness, or having a missing dad, is one, a pandemic in its own, and it's one that obviously I'm sure Brandon can attest to. It's
What does he mean by that? What does he mean by that? Is it because he wasn't a single household? Did I miss that?
It's one, a pandemic.
Yeah, I didn't have
a father. And it's one that obviously I'm sure Brandon can attest to. It's so critical to have a father in the house, because kids get lost when they don't have one. And
I don't necessarily know if that's true. I feel like you're undermining single parents. And I don't feel like that's fair.
Having a father that's loving and strong and someone you can rely on is, the reason why, we're all comfortable with who we are.
I had several different.
Like, my dad could be a good dad, but I wouldn't say my dad was one that I could rely on. It's just, yeah, seriously.
In my life, so it wasn't, I had a dad, but then I had my grandfather and I had my uncle.
Like, a lot of father figures in my life fucking sucked. They're really bad.
It takes a village to raise
shitty,
a child,
abusive,
right?
like cheating shit type people.
Raised me as a well-rounded human. Like, if we take the masculinity out of it, just as a human, I got to see different perspectives.
I also feel like when we talk about like generic, like masculine traits, I feel like my mother tended to hold them a lot more than like male figures in my life. There's some statistics that kids, especially like men, have a higher risk of going to prison if their father is not in their life, more so than if their father was not in their life. I think that's fair, actually, Knight, especially with, I feel like, how there is that like social conditioning or like expectations, or even just like then what you deal with in school. Now, I was a single father of 4. I would sound off against normalizing single parent. It's not that you can't be raised correctly, so, but good lord, there's so many things that fall between the cracks. I think being a single parent is hard, but I would also argue that it's like the ACEs score, right? It's not like a one fits all. It takes a village to raise a child well. Yeah, it takes a lot of people. But, like, are you telling me that, like, a mother, like a single mom who's also close to her father, so they have, like, the grandfather in their life, or they have uncles in their life, or, like, anybody with just, like, varying characteristics? So, no, you're right. There are studies. It can make it hard, just because I think home life in general is harder to maintain because kids are a lot. So my friend was out to sell. I do not support. Okay, was out to turns out the friend is buyer of the friend too. And so they met up, friend too, and was masked. But one wasn't, and then to remove them asking who they was, and I remember the story. Now they question why they sell it. Oh no! Oh no! Have some support system will help. Yeah, yeah. Me when I turned 18 and left my parents' house. Goodbye. See ya. So no, you're right. You're totally right. I'm pretty sure I've seen those studies too. No, single parent households will probably have that because there's a lot of other hardships and variables put into that. I feel like that would work both ways though, whether it's just like a single father or a single mother. I would also wonder how that affects things in terms of when the parents split, but they're still both in the kids' lives. Because, like, my parents were never together. As long as I have consciousness, my parents were never, like, together. I always had joint custody. I was always just at one or the other. You know? Good faith effort. Their titles and genitalia. Right. So many variables. Yeah. And, of course, with a study like that, it would be impossible. It'd be impossible to take every variable, you know? My parents, when they realized I was actually leaving them behind.
Perspectives. And so now as a father that has given birth to a child, and that child being a male,
right,
I'm able...
I am very actually interested in this, yeah.
him with those same ideals.
Okay.
That I'm able to identify because of the father figures that I had.
I didn't have my father growing up. He was not present in my life at all. So it showed me that some men can step up, like my grandfather and my stepfather.
Thank you. Okay, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Taking me in and showed me how to take care of myself, how to be, you know, strong and dependable. And all I've been able to do is give more love to all people that I interact with.
Right.
So it was really important for me to have those figures.
I think this is a really important thing to show people that are watching this, because a lot of times I feel like we can blame any issues in society or anything that arise.
I have a hard time with Clarkson, I'm gonna be honest. He's literally screwed. He's been pinned. It's being edited by this girl. Just don't use it. I was not part of this. I'm sorry. We'll leave. Not my business, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, the double cross.
Rises on the generation that came before us. So any issues that arise in our society, it's like there's not always a reason why it's happening. We just need to address the issue and solve it.
What the fuck is Clarkson ever saying? Can you... Okay, so I just feel like he says something and then he contradicts it. He said, there's not always a reason why it's happening. Okay, right? There's not always a reason why it's happening. We just need to address the issue and solve it. What does that mean? I thought there...
In our society, it's like arises in this generation that came before.
He says when he just thinks and he just wants to... Yeah, he's just talking but not really saying things. Yes, we go with it. Maybe we should watch the one about, like, the gangs. There's one where the people who are in rival gangs do this. Ooh, interesting.
So any issues that arise in our...
Okay, any issues that arise in our society,
it's like...
There's not always a reason why it's happening, okay?
There's not always a reason.
Okay, there's not a reason why the issues are happening, but we need to address the issues to solve it. Did that make more sense to you when I went over that again? Because it makes less sense that I went over it a second time. If you ever end up working in a corporate job, you'll run into people like this. Please repeat. If there's issues, I mean, there's issues, but like, there's not a reason to the issues, but we just got to address the issues. I think there's always a reason, otherwise it wouldn't happen. How can you address an issue if there's not a reason? You have to find a root cause to solve the issue. Right? But no, you're right, Iron Hand. Maybe he means underlying issue. Maybe okay. There's not an underlying issue or an issue. Like, so in this aspect, he's saying, like, so, I can't think of an example, actually. My brain cells in a good way, you're right, but this is too advanced for me. I'm sorry. Normalize the abnormal shit that isn't harmful. Right, I'm not ready for this conversation. I feel like Clarkson's talking in circles sometimes. He's been doing this. Like, I feel like his first part, like, if he almost stopped, I would be like, you have made a statement. But then he, like, contradicts his statements, and then I end up getting left, like, I don't know where he's going with it. Like, every time.
Need to address
One more
in
time. Give it to me one more time. Because I'm going to take this out of this anything.
That arises on the generation that came before us.
Okay.
So any issues that arise in our society, it's like, there's not always a reason why it's happening. We just need to address the issue and solve it.
I grew up.
I don't care if you're trans. By the way, it's like Ken from Barbie, but a lot bolder. He's definitely very bold. Yes.
Grew up with a lot of women.
Cool.
My parents are divorced, and I live with my mom. I have
Okay.
aunts. So I was raised by women, but my dad was there sometimes, and then my stepdad took me in as his own. So I have my stepdad as a father figure.
I grew up with all women as well. My mom used to tell me I have to be your mom and your dad. So like there would be times where I got both. Like she was super sweet with me,
Right.
really strict on me, and like she taught me a lot as well. Like growing up with women,
Mhm.
it taught me a lot of vulnerability. And
Okay. He's saying there's a problem, but there's no reason for it. Don't investigate. Just fix it and move on. Nothing to see here. It's like, where do you even start to solve a problem if you can't figure out where the problem started? It's like, let me think of a really like dumb fucking example, right? It's like my fridge smells, okay? There's not any real underlying reason for it. Sorry. My brain had underlying issue in my brain because you said that, Cycle. So there's not a reason to it. I just need to fix it. Where do I start though? Because when I have to figure out where the smell's coming from to fix it, like, disembodied sneezed. I'll start drama for it to the end. He just wants to start the war and leave. Yeah. Those people, get them. It's like fixing a leak without knowing why it leaked in the first place, so it just leaks again. Yeah, exactly. I wish I could figure out what Clarkson was trying to say. Maybe he's saying that people are being over dramatic. Maybe he's like, you're thinking too hard about it, just ignore it. Would that solve the issue to just not like address the issue? Let me think. Just don't think about it as much. Just move on. Maybe something like that.
When you were talking to, I was like, I relate to you very well. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Jacob.
Cute.
I'm 27 years old, and I'm a trans.
If you ignore your pimple, sometimes it goes. See, exactly. Sometimes it goes away, but sometimes But then I'm also like, then what if you just get another pimple because you don't fucking wash your face? Because the issue is you're greasy, you know? Clarkson. I want to say, I think Clarkson maybe just wasn't speaking well, because I will say being, like, on camera, in the limelight, in a debate, where, like, you feel like there's probably other people who are very contrasted to you, is going to make it a lot harder to speak well. So he could have just been getting kind of overwhelmed. Just say, man.
So the relationship with my dad and how unsupportive he is has been a challenge for me, but it's something that I've learned to grow past. And I encourage everyone that even if you don't have a parent who is supportive, to still be authentically yourself, because your life is meant to be lived for you.
1,000,000%. Oh my god, I got a tongue cramp. Ow. You ever have a tongue cramp? Okay. Me when I just fucking talk too much?
Sometimes it doesn't just work.
Thank you, Gas Mask. Thank you very much. It's much appreciated. Bro, this is the best moment of my life. So my friend here is being... He's... Okay. But it's funny. So I bought him some thigh highs and a skirt. You just sent me a... Yo! Get that thigh pic, though, bro. As a former greasy-ass mofo, grease is cringe for your face. It's cringy. Maybe Tom will come hang out now that he's seen he has been gifted a sub. Maybe he'll want to hang. Thank you for the subby, though. It's much appreciated. That's one way to get them pics, though. Hey.
And I think that choosing my happiness above all else has made my life that much better, and I wouldn't change anything. Even though he wasn't supportive, I still wouldn't have him here.
Thank you. Exactly.
Listening to all your guys' points, I would definitely say, yeah, I did have a.
Reese makes your face go. Ah, it's morphin time. No. Best 20 pound I've spent.
Father figure, he was in the Marines, and he has this very like toxic masculinity.
Ooh, I don't know if we've talked about toxic masculinity yet in this. I'm not too sure.
Mindset, a lot of anger built up that I can definitely tell he suppressed.
Right.
In the Marines, because that's what he was taught to do. That's
right.
What the Marines are about. He always carried that with him, and I think that's what he tried to instill in me and my siblings at a very.
Used to be like, semen is stored in the pores. What the fuck? I wish I never read that out loud. Ew.
Age, which made it hard for me to be.
There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. I think there's just such things as being a toxic human.
Vulnerable with myself, and
there's toxicity in humans, yeah. But the question, you're right.
We're, very violent sometimes.
Yeah.
And since coming out,
dominance, just pathetic dominance.
I feel like he's been more willing to understand me more and trying to figure out who I am.
Because I feel like that question is almost saying that there is a right way and a wrong way in masculinity, and it's like one also those negative traits shouldn't be even connotated with fucking masculinity at all. It's not as toxic, but I think people are calling it something toxic masculinity, which really isn't. Yeah, it's being toxic. I would also say that saying that there are certain traits that can still be fucking masculine, but they're bad traits, just tries to, I think, put like negative ideals on being a ladette, whatever.
I am as a person, and because of that, I feel like our relationship has definitely got a lot stronger since then.
I can't imagine how difficult it is to come home and then try to be vulnerable after suppressing so much pain and hurt for years. So it's good.
What the fuck have I just found? Oh no. Like, a man beating up a woman, I would say, is toxic. Are you ready for this emoji? I don't know. Yes, exactly, Knight. That is toxic, and I would also say that there's nothing masculine about beating somebody up. No! Booty cheeks! What?
Good to hear that he's
booty!
Learning and kind of evolving and opening up. That's something where, you guys were talking about vulnerability, right? And it's like, there's...
Exactly. Which is being a toxic human.
There's times when
oh no,
it's
furry
to
butt.
be hard.
I don't show emotion as much as I'd like.
I don't know who's gonna step forward. I would say me too. I would say me too.
I definitely.
Oh, that one's cute. I like that emote, Bacon. That one's cute.
And noticed since transitioning that being on testosterone has made me cry less, which is very interesting because I believe that before I transitioned and started taking testosterone, I feel like.
I mean, there are emotions that are connected to like both influxes of hormone.
Not being able.
Like me being put on a bunch of estrogen made me like be such a fucking sap, and now that I'm not on that and I'm just like my normal person, I don't cry.
To cry
but I think that just depends on the person. I would also say I think that depends on how you're raised. I was raised to be like, don't be a little bitch, don't cry. So I don't cry. Because my mom was like, don't do that. Don't be that way. I'm confused. What? I don't as much as I feel like I should. I think I'm not. I think suppressing emotions made it hard to be emotionally intelligent and aware of what I was feeling. And so I just made everything a suppress your emotion. But then people are like, why are you such a fucking robot alien that doesn't convey anything? Like, I'm sorry. Oh no, the group chat's still, oh no. Anxiety calls certain things as masculine because men tend to do it more. Both men and women cry, but crying is seen as feminine. Oh, right. Correct. And then I feel like it just kind of gets like overly fucking enhanced. Like, there's probably something I can look at, but like it would make sense that they would cry less. Things kind of get affiliated with like the certain estrogen or testosterone thingy. Like there's no tomorrow, at least the bad ones. But I also do kind of wonder if it's like how we're socially raised. Because I was told not to cry. And then I just didn't. because I was just told over and over again, don't, and then you eventually just don't. That don't feel right. Current generations need to be introduced to the concept of stoicism. I think some stoicism can be important. There's like, it's a balance though, right? It's a balance. It's like a, it's a understanding when we're not biological computers, right? Yeah, feminism is great, I support it, but there's just that TikTok feminism, which is just like, the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, we're talking the extremists? Yeah, no, that's insane. The whole idea of, like, when you start blending on the thing of, I'm just gonna hate all men, what kind of equality is that? Like, I feel like the best idea is be advocating for equality for both sides. Personally. I was often told, I'll give you something to cry about. Yeah, exactly, yeah. The extreminiminimous. Yeah, yeah. But hormones do play a part of it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a mix of both. I would totally agree. It's a mix of both. That's what does not make someone cry less in general. Correct. Correct. Like, damn, you already have something to cry about, but go off. You're like, I'm already sad, but I guess put me down more, thanks. Yeah.
It makes me like, I'm like, damn, I wish I could cry right now, but it's not gonna happen. Hi, I'm Gibby, and I'm a trans.
Interesting. Huh.
And before transitioning, I guess only presented as lesbian. But
okay. It's great when it's real equality, but there's some feminists that say equality, but they really mean women being treated better than men. Oh, totally, Knight, totally. I always say that. I always wonder when it comes to, like, most feminism. Sorry, Papa, I don't have emotions. Oopsie, whoopsie. Emotions? No comprehend. Yeah, no, I would agree. Some feminism is too extreme in the idea that they don't want to take, like, the bad. We've talked about this actually yesterday night, Miss. Well, it's like, okay, well then women should also get drafted. Or, okay, what about family court? Then men should also be treated equally in being able to have rights to their kids' lives, you know? Side only wants equality when it benefits only. Correct. You have to take the equality, even with, like, the shit that sucks. You have to take the bad, too.
Since transitioning, I've been able to be more comfortable with my sexuality. Yeah. I've definitely seen on, like, dating apps and stuff, a lot of conservative men fetishizing trans individuals.
Oh? What kind of dating apps are you on? I don't think I've seen that, but I could be wrong. Hey, Father, I don't need to be given a 10 reason correct. I think that's a feminist saying it's not fair that men had to stay behind it. Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Equality. Treated the same. Your gender then should be irrelevant, right? That's the argument. Period.
And it's interesting because a lot of the time they say that they don't identify as gay or, you know, within the community, and yet they're fetishizing my community.
Interesting. I've not seen that. I wish I could have more information on what he's talking about.
So I don't know about you guys, but I always speak my mind. If I feel a certain way, I'll tell somebody, and that probably cost me a lot of relationships, but that's just how I...
Sorry, guys. I'm just so fucking blunt. Like... Bro, where the fuck is women being drafted? Yes, I see some women can't go to work. Example, pregnant, medical injured. Some aren't strong enough to hold a gun. Same with men. Right. Some aren't strong enough. It's like me, although... But yeah. What do you think on that? Oh, well, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, if you're physically capable, I feel like both men and women should be required to, like, submit their information, right? Because if we're gonna take right now, there's plenty of fucking men that would not be physically apt to go to war, you know? That's just both sides, like you said. Also, obviously, children should be excluded. Understand, this man is weird and quirky and different. He just says how he's feeling. He's looking into putting women. They should. I think they should. I feel like that would be a good step into being treated more equally. Like, totally. I'm behind it. Like, do it. I feel like in half the time it's like, I don't think they even consider like aptitude. I guess we'll have to see once people officially, if ever they start getting drafted again, how that would work, but. Literally this comment. I don't like you, so I say, oh. Knight wants to get drafted, confirmed? No. But obviously, no, like in situations where they're not physically apt, that's like anything. I mean, it's like men who are colorblind, right? They can't get drafted. There's just things that do that. But to have complete equality, you have to take the like shit that comes with it, for sure, for sure.
I am. So
I don't think there's anything.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for
Go
yourself?
on, win every
Well, you
war.
should be, because
Go
you
on.
are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby!
What I'll hear every day if I get drafted. Thank you.
I know we talked about vulnerability, you know, a long time ago. I don't think there's anything wrong with being vulnerable. I think, like we said, there's times and places for it. Knowing when it's okay to be vulnerable and
Posture check. You're right. You're right.
being self-aware of that, and then you know, being strong when you need to, and being sad, you know, when it's appropriate. But I certainly.
That was for the conservative. Okay, so far I'm agreeing with you, Max. I think, yeah, that applies to everybody, yeah.
I'm not as vulnerable or not as emotional as probably I should, because it's not something that I always did growing up, but I don't feel like I have any real issues like suppressing.
I don't know. I feel like I don't necessarily feel like I have to suppress my emotions, but I feel like they tend to be like inappropriate, and then you deal with them single-handedly yourself, which I think can make it harder to be emotionally intelligent. Does that make sense?
I feel like I kind of get it out in other ways.
I guess. I work out if I'm pissed off, I guess. But that's a healthy way to cope with feelings.
Yeah, that's great. You look at it.
Having a healthy way to cope with feelings, everybody should
Look
have.
at it like that, because I believe for me, like my personal experience.
Actually, but you know, fucking Superman broke my routine, so I now sleep. Oh no, go to bed. What? I always advocate for people to have good sleep schedules. Seriously. Although, it's Friday. I mean, it's the weekend. That you have issues that you don't have issues with suppressing your mind. Every dude, bro, will agree that's just wrong. Never. Never. I mean, hey. As long as I'm not held accountable, then you know what? You live your life. It's Thursday? Oh my fucking god, you're right. My days are off. You're right, I'm wrong. It's Friday for you? No, I'm off. I'm off, Cycle. I'm off. No, you guys are right. It's Thursday for me.
Like, because I was wanting, you know, to transition at a very young age, and my dad being in the...
It's 1 a.m. It's like 8 p.m. here for me. It's exactly 12:07. Understood.
Being a veteran, he would see me being vulnerable at times, and he'd be like, well, don't you want to be a man?
Oh, Bacon, we're on the same thing. Hell yeah. Damn, you guys are in the future. I'm just kidding.
That would make me feel like, oh, am I not supposed to be vulnerable anymore? Now that I'm gonna transition, and it was just like very hard for me because, like I said earlier, it was hard for me to have that father figure at that time.
I wonder always more if I said that right.
Of my life.
You know, my process of, you know, digesting emotions is by.
Oh, sweet. Did you pre-order the other other Wonderlands one? Bro, they time traveling, dude. What happens within the next 6 hours? Yeah, tell us about the next couple hours, you guys. What's it like being in Friday?
Myself, and I use that time to self-reflect. So if I'm feeling angry, or if I'm, you know, feeling really passionate about something, or whatever the emotion is, sometimes I pull back and I don't show that emotion because
It's warm. It's kind of still chilly here.
Reflecting on it and trying to understand why it's there. So I think a lot of times people can think men aren't showing enough emotion, but
I feel like I get what he's saying, but I don't think that's a man thing to be reflective. I think it's important for people to be able to reflect, understand emotions, and then, when necessary, be able to communicate that. I'm jealous. I'm disappointed they made it Epic exclusively and I'll have to wait like a year for Steam. Oh, Night! I thought they were only waiting like a month before they put it on Steam. I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. no, no. Too warm. Too warm.
In reality, they're just...
I caved and got on Epic. I think you only gotta wait like a month, Night, but I could totally be wrong. But I feel like I read somewhere that it was only like a month. People say men don't show enough emotion, but when we're called weak, yeah, and that's the bullshit of it. I think really, maybe everybody just should be better at understanding their emotions. I think being able to communicate your emotions are important. Everybody's different. Some people really do just not fucking feel or think as much as like other people. But also shaming somebody for being able to, or trying to express their emotions or even just talk them out, that's such a shitty thing to do. Just from a human level, that's a shitty thing to do.
Self-assessing why that emotion is there in order to see what it's trying to teach us.
Ooh, neck crack.
Right, I think for when I was female, I was much more angry. I was just reactive.
Oh. Okay. Just sock everyone in the face for every emotion.
Angry, like, grr. And then as I became a man, I cry more now as a man than I ever did as a woman. And I'm like, I think
sad
because I'm at peace with myself. And so before I was just so angry about being a woman and everyone calling me she and seeing a girl and I just be, as a fashion model. So that really just took it to a whole other level. And then once I became a man, it was like, whoa, I can actually relax. And I think I do the same.
Interesting. I think it's impressive. I feel like a lot of, I mean, to be fair, I could just be dense, but like, I usually can't tell too much. For me, I don't care if a man cries like this. I just need to know when shit hits the fans and zombies come and they're going to be... Exactly. Can you help me in an apocalypse, though? Thank you.
I self-reflect on myself. I want to be...
Self-reflection's important. Being able to communicate emotions when needed is important.
Be this type of man that...
Emotional intelligence is important.
Is more vulnerable and that is more excessive.
The idea is not suppressing it. You're able to reflect and express, amazing. It's a whole new person afterwards. Yeah. It's just being able to, I think, like, release that. It can be a bit of, like, a weight. Or at least feeling burdened, like you have to hold something back. That's the issue. Obviously, if you're not holding anything back, then don't stress.
My own emotions.
Thank you, everyone.
Right on. Thank you.
That was cool. That was cool.
Thank you.
Wait, that's it? That's how they wrap it up? What the heck? That's it? That's it? Pufferfish. Dang, that was pretty good. Alright, okay. That ended so abruptly, I was surprised. I have a really hard time believing it when people cry during interviews. Honestly, I agree. I agree. Not the full screen. What? Come on. I'm sorry. I gotta find something else. I feel like this is slightly more interesting for people popping in. Especially, I think, because algorithm-wise, it's like, oh, human, time to click on it. Because the thumbs are so fucking microscopic, dude. Bloods vs. Crips time? Oh my gosh. Can LGBTQ and Christians see eye to eye? Oh no. Oh no. Middle school boys versus girls. Are boys stronger than girls? Liberal teens versus conservative parents. Oh no. When they see woman and they click. Thank you, Gas Mask. Ooh, I don't know. Usually this, what time is it? 2:45? I started a little late. What else we feeling? What else we want to go on? Who censored more, liberals or conservatives? Interesting. Flat Earther versus science is hilarious. Oh no. Okay. Alright, Bacon. Alright, we want to do a little bit of flat Earthers. Me. Oh, Flat Earthers versus scientists. No, dude. No.
Hey guys, welcome back to...
I don't believe in Flat Earthers. Can I say that right now? You got a Discord? Oh, hell yeah, we got a Discord. You could do, actually, I'm in the chat, so I can do that. I'll do, boom. I think flat earthers are they have to be nice. They have to be trolling, dude. I just don't believe in flat earthers. I just don't. What should we go with this then? Flat earthers unite. That's it. We're going that way. I don't believe it. I don't feel like they can, dude. I don't believe it. Alright, go off, flat earthers. The flat earth model is an archaic and scientifically disproven conception of Earth's shape. Oh no. Oh no.
Middle ground. Before we jump in, we've got a huge another Jubilee podcast.
Cute. Cute.
If you think that is the shape of the one on my right, the sphere.
Uh-huh.
If you think that is the shape of the Earth, point to it now. If you think the other model is the shape of the Earth, point to it now.
Do I have to read all the rules? I mean, you can skim the rules, but the rules basically are just, I don't know, don't be a dick. I feel like that's the best way to sum it up. But people like to test things, so they had to be elaborate, you know? Basically, it's like, just don't be a dick. Don't dox somebody, you know? There's rules. Right? Okay. Oh, okay, cool, awesome. We get some good information. I like how Wikipedia already shits on the flat earthers. Is there a Jubilee with furries? Let's not go there, I'm sorry. We'll focus on this. I'm so sorry.
I don't think. I know for a fact
Right.
that's a globe.
Thank you.
You're at the spot.
So, look at her. What do you think they would do if you put them in a spaceship and sent them out like how Bezos went? Can you imagine? Imagine thinking you need to be a flat earther to get your 15 minutes of fame. Oh my god. So bring back masculine text out. Notice how we don't. We say don't be a dick instead of saying don't be a pussy. I wish people said that though. I wish people said it more. She built like a flat earther. What the fuck does that even mean? Shelly. Oh no.
It's like we have this picture of reality that's a big puzzle piece.
Yeah.
And then one of those pieces just wasn't fitting.
Okay.
I'm always open to having a discussion with someone who is...
I just don't know how you can question it. Like, do they think we just fall off at the end? Like, how do you explain flying around the world? You know? That means they built like they dumb.
is holding a wrong belief like this.
Are you willing to change your mind on this?
I'm not.
Hal the lawyer? Can't you just change your nickname?
The evidence.
My first question would be, are you serious? Oh my gosh. I that's my thing, right? It's like I have a really hard time even like believing it though. There's so many reasons why it's like I couldn't even fathom it.
Much. Nobody wants to be a flat earther, but if you showed me incontrovertible evidence,
I'd be, are you fucking stupid, dude? Hydrate, thank you, Cycle. Thank you, thank you.
I would definitely go back. Who wants the ridicule?
Where do you want me to get from the discussion?
God, okay. Please convince me the Earth is flat. Please.
I'd like to tear them to pieces.
Oh, do it, Dan. Do it. Tear them to pieces. Oh my god. Repro loves lean, dude. Okay. How hard is it to find flat earthers? Dude, they even have conventions.
I'm Jim Underdown, Executive Director of the Center for Inquiry West in Los Angeles and the chair of the CFI Investigations Group.
I don't know what the hell that means.
I'm Spencer Marks, one of the senior members of the CFI Investigations Group, Science Advocate.
Oh, okay.
I'm Adi Nayeri. I'm a theoretical physicist, and I'm with the University of...
I just have two models, one for the day and night, one for seasons. They conflict with each other? Dead ass? I'm a square earther? Hell yeah.
I'm Wendell Walton. I'm a Chief Learning Officer for a young startup.
I'm Shelley Lewis. I'm a graduate of West Point.
Uh-oh.
A thinker.
Graduate of what?
And jumped out of airplanes.
Oh my god. That's so crazy. You would think you got far enough from the earth to tell that it fucking curves just a little bit.
My name is Dan Glatman. I work as Dan the Waterman in the drinking water filter.
Shut up, bitch. Dude.
Industry and
I can just hear the voice in my head. Oh, I wish I had that on my soundboard. I don't have that one. All I have is like, I don't know. What do I got in here? Semen is another kind of milk. I got that, but I don't got that rock sound. That'd be good. Have conflicting models? You'd have to be.
This is true for you. I believe the earth was created by a higher power.
Okay, so this is just based on religion. None of the scientists. Okay. We're starting to get some insight
I've
now.
been a Christian for 30 years.
Oh no.
So, the Bible
Why do they smile at each other like that?
is a flat earth book. You have to take it literally. Like,
To try to disarm you. I've never heard somebody say that you have to take the book literally. So if I rape somebody, I just have to give their family like a cow and we're good to go? As long as I marry her after, it's fine. Also, like, what, slavery is cool too then? Take the book literally? Oh god. I shall peep the Discord after stream. On general? Okay. I'll peep it.
the Bible is a flat earth book.
Gotta be a good cow, though. It's gotta be a good-ass cow, for real, yeah.
I've been a Christian for 30 years, so
Okay.
the Bible is a flat earth book.
What does he mean by that?
You have to take it literally.
You have to take the earth literally. You have to take the Bible literally word for word. I don't know about that,
example,
Wendell.
Isaiah, when it talks about how the earth is like a clay wax seal that's stamped with upturned edges, that's just not some fancy story.
Creationist, 5,000-year-old Earth. 100% he's not following the book literally. Be useful for this episode. Oh yeah? Alright. I'll peep it. I'll peep it, but I always have to... We'll see. We'll see what it is. Dude, take the Bible literally. He lost me at... You have to take the whole book literally. That's a... I don't know, my guy. I don't know, my guy. Oh, yes! Yes.
Shut up, bitch!
I'm gonna add that to the soundboard. I'm gonna add that to the soundboard. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'll just play it on the side. Oh my goodness. I love it.
That's a simile.
Oh shit, we'll go back to this. I gotta see him do it. Oh no.
It is like.
Right,
Right?
absolutely. And in Isaiah talks
go
about
on.
too, and I'm a Christian, he who sits upon the circle of the earth. There's a difference between a circle and a ball.
Well, exactly.
Shut up, bitch!
It's good. It's good. It's gonna be when I have one button.
Exactly. If you look at the original Hebrew, it means disc. There's over 200 scriptures in the.
That's it, you guys. That's it. Hold on. Now I just for my own fun, let me just look up some I want to see some really bizarre ones. Okay, so what he's saying then, we got to take everything literally. So No ones whose testicles are crushed or whose male organ is cut off shall enter the assembly of the Lord. What the fuck is that? Oh my god. Or this one. If two men, a man and his countrymen, are struggling together, and the wife of one comes near to deliver her husband from the hand of those who are striking him, so to try to protect her husband, and puts out her hand to seize and seizes his genitals, then you shall cut off her hand and show no pity. No dick shot, losers. Checks below. Phew. Oh my gosh. If a man shall lie with a woman having her sickness, so period, I'm what I'm hearing. So if you sleep with a woman who's on her period and you bathe in her discovered fountain, which is uncovered the fountain of blood, then you be both cut off from among their people. What? I think maybe transition is not good. My god. May the Lord strike you with Egyptian boils, with tumor scabs and itch, for which you will find no cure. No Red Wings, none's for you. Dude. Okay. Because of your dire straits to which you are reduced, and your enemy besieges you, you will eat your own children, the flesh of your sons and daughters whom the Lord has given to you. Eat your kids. Epic. Hell yes. There's more. There's gotta be more. I want a couple other weirder ones. More weird ones. Let's see. Oh, what? That's boring. Let's find one more good one. Give strong drink to those who are perishing, and wine to those in bitter distress. Thank you. Okay, see, this is why I can't take it, like, literally, dude. This sucks. This sucks. If a man lies with an animal, he will be put to death, and you kill the animal. What the fuck did the animal do? I don't think they were beholden nothing. Now therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman who has been known to lie with the man. Things a guy wrote down after standing downwind of a burning hemp bush. Those people, I'm offended. Oh, what the hell? It's better to live in a corner of the housetop than in a house shared with a quarrelsome wife. Thank you. Here you go. Then Zipporah took a flint and cut off her son's foreskin and touched Moses' feet with it and said, "Surely you are a bridge groom of blood to me." Cute. Blessed be those who shall take your little ones and dash them against a rock. Anyway, you guys get the point. I don't think it's it. I don't think it's it. But it's funny. Strong drink, tequila. What if the one is stressed? The best one. They're good. They're good. How clean, yeah.
So this notion that you need God or some higher power to create the earth or the universe is very old, and was initially posited by people of a pre-scientific age.
Right.
Since then, we have learned quite a bit about the universe coming into existence, when that happened. Modern humans don't get their cosmology.
Okay.
They don't get their physics.
Right.
They don't get
I can't
their
even disagree.
knowledge.
I feel like I'm gonna have less to say about the scientists because I'm just gonna be like, you're valid and smart. Give me the feathers.
Of the universe from the Bible or any ancient text.
I like, what's the one where it's like you can't spill your seed?
The God of the gaps. Once, people used to believe
that one's funny too.
Lightning was God's wrath and throwing these lightning bolts.
Right.
But once we understood it was a natural process.
Yes.
God shrank a little bit more because.
I feel like a lot of religion was meant to explain a lot of like scientific phenomenon. And I think now it's sort of blended into just giving people a good, I think in the most positive light, religion serves as trying to give people a moral compass. It just kind of gets twisty-turnied sometime. Explain the unexplainable, but just fill in the belly of... Oh, yeah, I guess so, yeah.
We couldn't attribute those lightning bolts to God. We had to attribute that to the real science. But the other thing, the point about the Bible specifically for me is, why is that one particular text the correct one? You
Correct.
choose to believe that, and that's fine.
Right.
But there's so many other writings and so many other books, so why weren't they correct?
Right.
Why is just the Bible correct?
That's what I'm wondering.
What you find in a lot of these ancient religions is they're all...
She fucking gives me this look like she's going to sodomize me, and I don't like it. Shelly freaks me out. Just saying.
Flat Earth religions. All their cosmology goes back to being a flat Earth with an enclosed system.
Shut up, bitch!
Dude, it ain't it.
Shut
Ate my cake.
So it's not just the Bible that teaches this. It's many different religious books.
All religious books tell us the earth is flat?
So one problem I have is to trying to explain phenomena happen in nature by holy books.
Right. Thank you.
Those are religious books. Those are not books of science.
Correct.
And it is wrong to infer or deduct scientific readings out of those books.
Right. Yeah, totally. You can't... I can't say anymore because I'm not a scientist, but basically big brain on him.
My name is Wendell.
What's up, Wendell? How's it going, lad?
I am a
Flat
logical,
earther.
Biblically based, and science.
Cut. Those two don't mix. Fuck the average. You should not get money for watching the YouTubes. This is commentary. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's commentary. We're starting a discussion. But everybody does that. You know what I'm saying? I hate ads. Hate ads. Ads, boo. Sorry about the ads.
Scientific flat earther. I didn't start out, and no one starts out as a flat earther, but I had a lot of questions. So I actually got to the point where I had to go out and put my own eyeballs on it.
Sounds pretty deep. Sounds pretty deep.
So we went out to an observation.
Oh, I'm gonna do a quick BRB. Alright. Dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Marble's a bit strange. I'm back. I can now hear you. Interesting. I don't have much experience on those little ad breaks. Weird they mute me. Anyway. No, I don't like the ads. I tried to turn off the ads, but they weren't doing it. They weren't doing it.
Observation at Salton Sea.
Salton Sea is a lake in California where scientists and flat earthers frequently perform experiments to test the curvature of Earth. Ooh, interesting. You laughed like my dad.
And
no.
things just didn't add up down there. So we've gone back.
Exactly! They didn't add up! You went there. You were like, what the fuck? It's actually curved? I don't like those results. Like...
probably a dozen times. And I can guarantee you that there is no curvature.
Okay, what do you... Hold on.
Back probably a dozen times.
Uh-huh.
And I can guarantee you didn't. So we went
out, to Salton
Sea.
Sea.
Salton Sea.
Yeah.
And things just
didn't add up down there.
So
okay.
We've gone back probably a dozen times. And I can guarantee...
Upside down? Hello, hello. How's it going? My Game Pass is running out through... No. Sadness.
To you that there is no curvature.
Hello, monkey. What would you do if holy water splashed on you? Nothing. I have holy water. I got it at one of those Peruvian churches that don't allow women in there. I'd feel like hell. I'd burn.
The internet has played an important role in confirming
Every flat earther. None of the scientists. I bet. Monkey, thank you so much for the follow. It is much appreciated. Big thanks. Big donka. I fucking called it. I called it, dude. I called it, dude.
We have the advantage of information today that's outside of channels 2, 4, and 7 and the few networks that are corporately owned. It's
What about textbooks? You said, I primarily got my fucking information and confirmation from the internet. The internet can be anything. Look, I'm on the internet. Like, husband on interviews who say the earth is flat. What? No. No. How? You get so far from the earth, you could just see it. Interesting stuff, though, to be honest. I don't know if I'm quite there believing it, though. No, oh my gosh.
pretty easy to say
You go out, you get so far from the planet you can see it. And it's a sphere. It's not just like a flat circle that just constantly focuses only to your specific perception. Go commit happy, go back to school. This time. Like, I feel like they're just doing it to be special.
Isn't research, but when you spend enough
YouTube is... Moon landing was fake! Yeah. Okay. You need... If they can give you sources, then you can get validity. Also, you should have multiple sources. Some YouTube videos are great sources. Some, not so much.
enough time, you're picking up quite a bit. And with the discussion group,
They're saying about Buzzer Neil.
We've gone against opposition. We've opposed ourselves. Surprisingly,
oh my God.
Enough, flat Earth is its own worst enemy. So it's not that easy for us to come to consensus, and we
you
find
just
that
fly out.
consensus is orchestrated and not actually.
Thank you, Knight. Thank you. Hopefully, you catch me again. But it was nice hanging out with you, and good luck with putting them to bed for real. Russia's demented. Period. T. How did Nixon use a dial phone to call the moon? Hello. They're basically saying the space station satellites are circling in a donut-shaped orbit. It's a good signal to dead ass. I mean, I also seen people that were like, there's actually camps on the moon, and also, Adolf shook hands with an alien. Like, I've seen that type of conspiracy shit too. Does not make it real. My dad believed in that conspiracy, and I had to show him the original picture that was photoshopped for him to believe me. Like, I was like, no, compare these two pictures. I'm serious. I don't believe they tricked the actress who played Voyager star, and she didn't know it was a flat Earth high quality production. Oh.
Scientific in any way.
You know, my grandfather used to tell me growing up, never believe anything you read in the newspaper, right? He told that to me. Now, with the age of the internet, it's like, you know, how much of this misinformation are you getting there? And when you have...
Am I misconfusing what this is? Okay, what are we at? 6:49? What's the question? The Earth has played an important role in confirming my view on this topic. Okay. Go on. Worth looking up, fascinating, like multi-million-dollar Hollywood production flat Earth video. Damn, interesting. I will have to look it up. Thank you for the recommendation.
Are you getting there? And when you have like eyewitnesses taking
or find a debunked video for another yes.
With a grain of salt. That's why, because of my
stick with Mandalorian Baby Yoda.
I knew that all that stuff could be faked. You know.
Wait, I found out that was that really Baby Yoda? I thought that wasn't really Baby Yoda. I thought that was just like someone of the same species. I've never watched The Mandalorian. Disclaimer.
Take it into Photoshop. Take it into After Effects.
Yeah, you can photo. He just debunked himself.
That stuff could be fake.
Everything could be faked. Yes, I don't know. Fair enough.
Take it into Photoshop. Take it into After Effects.
Okay, this is at the core of the issue of why.
I'm season 2, episode 5. I've not even started it, to be fair. I love Star Wars, though. Maybe I'll get around to it someday.
The information from someone who decides to start a website or produce a YouTube video
is not reliable.
When I have a toothache, I go to a dentist. When my car breaks down, I go to a mechanic.
Right.
When you have questions about cosmology, you should go to an astrophysicist, you should go to a physicist, you should go to people who have spent years and years studying these ideas, not some 6-minute YouTube video. There is a percentage of people that if they saw a YouTube video that was not within their scientific chops to refute on the face of it, would believe anything out there.
One of the things I will say is NASA.gov has their own documents out there that we get to vet, which is
through
the Freedom of Information Act.
Okay.
And would you agree that NASA documents, if they're on display, that we should be able to go and research inside there?
NASA is not proving that the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
They say it in 14 of the documents.
You should read what NASA says, and you should listen to what NASA says.
I would love to see your NASA evidence.
Me too.
It's only their contradictory issues
that
bring us here.
We're all familiar with the Earthrise photo, right? The Earth
Yeah, where part of it's hidden because of light.
is rising over the moon. We're all familiar with it. That's an
Yeah. Does he not know how moons work? It's like how our moon shadow. Moon shadow looks circular. Earth circle. Earth sphere. That's a sphere. Even the bottom part has a slight curve. The fucking shadow has a curve. My guy.
NASA, you can go out to NASA's site, you can download
My guy.
Right?
I already know what you're going to ask.
So you bring up the luminance on it, and you can see where it's cut out and pasted there.
What? He's like, NASA fucking photoshopped it. So you're telling me that it's a doctored photo. NASA doctored the photos, but you're then also referring to NASA's documents about the Earth being flat. So are they or are they not reputable? You know what I mean? Everything they've ever said ever. I'm going to bed. Understandable. Good night. Good night.
They're showing us doctored images that are clearly doctored.
Get that sleep schedule on track.
Was a very famous image from 1972.
Okay.
When you talk to the artist from NASA, his name is Robert Simmons.
Yeah, there's like shading. Like you can tell that it's curving inward. You've never seen a sphere?
Talks about exactly how it was created from data, and it's not a photo.
There are marketing videos and pictures that were made by NASA. Are you streaming tomorrow? I am co-streaming tomorrow, and then I'll be back up on Sunday. They use them to say, look, everything they do is bogus. Oh! But we do have real photos. We just have also real photos.
Whatsoever. He added clouds.
Let me explain.
He added a highlight of the sun.
If you take, on your phone, most phones have that panoramic image.
Mm-hmm.
When you do that, you're taking a series of pictures, and the phone cleverly stitches that together.
How it's presented. It's presented as a real photograph.
So when NASA takes...
So they did a disclaimer, though, then. Alright, bye. See ya. Hope you have a good one.
Real photos, and they either clean them up for color,
okay,
or they stitch them together.
Thank you for the clarification, Iron Hand. I was a bit confused why they were bringing this up.
Together, so it's one large image.
So they say because like some photos were doctored that every single photo's doctored. But then I would say that then their examples for flat Earth photos could also be doctored and are.
You're talking about composites. I'm what you call a globe denier.
Yep.
You could even get me into a virtual construct if I can't find the borders myself.
What shape would you say you think the Earth is?
It appears to me to be a stationary plane, as opposed to the vastness of infinity of space.
So do they think everything revolves around us? Because how vain can you be?
It to be an ice plane where we have a localized sun and our environment.
Damn, it's kind of late. Sheesh, I'm gonna have to wrap up stream soon. Damn.
People have misled us.
Yeah, I am getting kind of hungry.
This is a brilliant opportunity to speak. We've been suppressed, censored by mainstream media.
Mm-hmm.
Alternative media is just a thing of beauty for me.
I view the other side as uneducated.
No. You're gonna say scientists are uneducated?
I'm running.
They think they are uneducated?
I'm running for this.
I fucking guess.
Well, they certainly think they're educated.
Oh my god, oh no.
And they're following quite a bit of, you know, the university system, what we call scientism.
Right, scientism.
Obviously is the belief in what's written, where we tend to be exploring in the field with physical properties.
Physical motherfucking properties of what? Have you ever seen a horizon, dude? Like, I'm confused. So how does the sun work to them? How does, like, the planets work? How does moon phases work? I want to dive into that, because that's what I'm confused about. How do they rationalize things like that?
Not theories of any kind. We're using actual measurements.
Of what?
That are
There's no measurements in...
calculated not by our guidelines, but the guidelines of science as we know it.
As you want it to be.
I can only hope they're uneducated as opposed to disingenuous.
Well, that's the other thing too, because we know that it was...
What benefit do we have from saying the Earth is a sphere?
On a large scale, the government has been disingenuous, and they're pushing a narrative, right? So it's hard for us. I mean, I'm sure that you've met people too. It's like, look, are you haven't looked into it yet, or are you a shill? Are you part of a disinformation campaign?
After the scientists talk on this segment, that's probably where I'm gonna wrap it up for the night, because it is getting a bit late.
I don't think you guys are uneducated.
Because the scientists didn't want to be complete dicks, but I mean, thank you, flat earthers, for claiming that these fucking scientists are apparently uneducated. Who benefits from the narrative that the Earth is round? Touche. Touche. Good news, you don't have to have earbuds for a while. That's right, Mimi. My fucking pair. I use every dismissing in case I can only... God damn it. No! Oh no, Bacon. That's fair, Cycle. I guess there's not an incentivation... there's not really an incentive for either. So, I could see the no. Alright.
Educated.
I think the problem with...
That's an interesting way to phrase it. You're educated, you're just wrongly educated.
What I've seen in
Savage.
the crowd is that it's not that they're undereducated, but they, instead of looking at evidence and letting the evidence guide to where the ultimate conclusion is, they start with a conclusion.
Okay.
And then they try to cherry pick evidence to support their pre-drawn conclusion.
Yeah.
They cast away all the...
But that, I mean, that's applicable to a lot of things, right?
Evidence that actually is contrary to their belief system.
I think that you're very well educated, as well as you are, Jim.
But you just said you don't think they're educated.
Certainly Ali is. He's probably got the best education of all of us.
Yeah.
Exactly, and he paid for it too. But
sure. Why does he say it like that? Also, I said yeah. Is he now shitting on people who pay for education?
More and more professionals are coming on board. They're starting to question their reality. So the thing of it is once you start to really take a hard look at the evidence, and you are unafraid of just standing for the truth wherever that may lead you, then people end up becoming flat earthers.
All right. That's where we're gonna wrap it up for now. Dude. Bro. Come on. Alright. There's my Discord if anybody cares to stay up to date with me. Otherwise, I'm gonna be wrapping up stream. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for having the discussions and bringing up other sides, honestly. At least it gives me a reason to research some stuff. Check it out or whatever. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I also appreciate you, Cycle, for giving me a contrasting opinion on things. Because I think that's always important. I feel like just having a bunch of people blindly on your side definitely doesn't make it a very balanced debate at all, does it? And I thank you, Iron Hand. You too. The worst part is I tore apart my house and I cannot stand I can't stand not listening to music. Yeah, I feel you. Did you end up having, like, AirPods or something where they just, like, fall out and, like, oopsie? No, of course, Cycle, of course. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you coming in and having the discussion, by all means. And I hope you have a good rest of your night. That's why there's a theory that colleges support these crazy narratives to support each other's income models. Basically, a bubble industry around, like, I had Galaxy Pods. Oh, same idea, then. I mean, that's... fair. Indeed. I find it interesting because it's not, I don't know. I guess you would have to take a big study on that and compare everything, hey? But yeah, no, that's interesting. The narrative that it's just a way to make money in the circle. I'm gonna order a new pair tomorrow. I feel like as soon as you order a new pair, you end up finding it. You know what I mean? Like, alright, okay, I'll buy one, and then it fucking pops up, and you're like... But, damn. Huh. I still find it so hard to wrap my mind around the Flat Earthers. They haven't really given me any reason to go off of it, you know? But... Dude. I gotta look into that theory. I hope they bring up that theory. We still got like 20-ish minutes of this video, but damn, I'm interested in hearing more about that one. Anyway. I'm probably gonna destroy the one galaxy pod I have. No. Anyway. I'll see you guys on Sunday. And I appreciate you hanging out with me. I shall catch you later. And I'm gonna have some food. Goodbye.